Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, God, it's burped. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing out there on this sweltering Friday here in merry old England? Hello, everybody. Are you ready? Are you ready for the fun and excitement of the unboxing? Are you ready? I am. I'm going to most likely pick this up. I've got the old Leviathan box here, or the one underneath it, and I want a Flesh Tearers army. That's my little objective, hobby-wise, this year. I aim small, you know, because I probably won't achieve it, but I just never get around to painting. But yeah, I really, really, really want a Flesh Tearers army. I really, really want a Flesh Tearers army. And my army will basically consist of the Leviathan box and this box, most likely. But, because Seth hasn't been made Primaris, has he yet? I'm pretty sure. Hello, Remy. Hello there. But yes. Everything's up and running. Yes, hello. Hello. And I noticed Mr. Valrak's over 3,000 people again. He's the master of this. You got to hand it to him. I couldn't stream like that, though, man. He streams every day. You get me? Speaking to you people. I couldn't do it. I'm already tired, and I'm only doing it twice now this week. But I need to stream more. Should we get some music in the background? That might help. That might destroy the dead air. Well, I don't know what to expect from this. I haven't kept up with any of the rumours. All I've seen is what GW have released. And, yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't know. Everything looks fine. So, yeah. I mean, I can see this box here. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of Devastator equivalent. Whatever those guys are, the big bulky guys. There's going to be, you can see the chaplain there, and he's got an assault squad. And it's probably going to be 3 of the plasma rifle Primaris guys, intercessors. I can't even remember what they're all called, man. And then 5 of the tactical marines, I guess, and then the captain and a land speeder. I'll be interested to see what the Orcs get though. That's what I'm actually quite interested in. I'd like to see the new Orc boys. I think they're going to be entertaining. They're going to be goths, aren't they? They're going to be goths. There we go. The chat. 4,000 people in the official GW chat. It's good stuff, man. If you can hear the birds singing. The birds are singing. What have we got here? Okay. I want to just put on... Let's put on something mellow. Orc Boys is the best. They are. Wow, indeed. Oh, you know what I can do? I can give out memberships. Now, everybody can do this, but no one really wants to. And I will have some members-only content at some point. So if you'd like to become a member, please do consider becoming a member. And don't stop giving your money to Valrak. Stop giving your money to Valrak. He's got enough. Give it to me. I need it. The algo's punishing me for a few months, you know? But there's 5 free memberships to people. Puffalufu has got one. Okay, I don't recognise any of the others, I don't think. And I can give out another 10. Or another 5. Free! These are free to me. There you go, there's your free members. Oh, nice, someone's got Seleucid. That's some deep lore there, man. Thank you, Rob Paul. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yes, Fall of Cadia is coming out Sunday. The return of the original one, but I have enhanced it. I have improved the audio. I've upgraded the audio and the visuals, and I have added in an hour's worth of additional content into it. Otherwise, it is the original one. So those remakes I made months ago, ignore them. I'm going to take them out the playlist, and we're going to go back to the original Fall of Cadia. And then next week will be Fracture of Beltane, all the Eldar, Ynnari, God of the Dead nonsense, and then Xenos lies, and then it's the return of the Primarch. Guilliman comes back, and after that we're going to have all new stuff, because that's pretty much all of the old stuff I'm going to put back on the channel. But if you are after any of the old stuff, the stories and so on, head over to the podcast feeds, head over to Rumble. That's a good place to pop stuff. Most of the stuff's over there. It had an auto sort of thing, so it was a good little archive for me. Basically everywhere. But the podcast feed is the best place to go, because that's updated. That's completely up to date. Just search for me on any podcast platform and you will find the podcast. I'm sorry, Remy. It's random. I'm sorry, boys. It's random. These undeserving people who aren't even in the chat have got their free membership. But every month, YouTube, once you get over 100,000, it lets you get 10, give away 10 memberships for free. But I will have some members-only content soonish. I'll probably start with uploading some of the old streams and things like that. But I've got to just go through this stuff. It's time-consuming, boys. And I've just, you know what I did? I dropped my hard drive on the floor. I've got an external hard drive, because I can't fit everything on my computer. Because some of these videos are like, 300 gigs. You get me? When they come off. So I dropped my hard drive on the floor. And now it isn't working. So now I've got to email the company that makes it. And apparently for like 150, 200 quid, they can salvage it. They can salvage the data on there. It's something to do with the magnets at the top or something. I don't know. But I've got to send it back to them to repair it. So they extract all my stuff and they send it me back in a new one, which is deeply annoying. I've got most of the stuff, but there was a lot of things on there that I, original files. So yeah. Sorry, Stain. Yes, Stain. It's random. I apologise. I can't decide who gets a free membership. It just gives me the option of giving away 10 for free to my subscribers. Yeah, are we live? Here we go. Now, can you hear the music? They've got their own music. That's good. I didn't get round to turning mine on. I've just been waffling. But yeah, brand new content will be coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We're just going to finish up with the re-uploads of the original stuff. But all of it, I've gone through all of it and enhanced it and improved the audio, brought it up to a modern standard. And I hope you've enjoyed Sabbath Worlds Crusade and all the others. That's a bit loud, to be honest. It's a bit loud. It's a bit loud to me. At least the sound's working this time, eh? But yes. Nobody's staying. But yes, boys. I don't know. I'm gonna give 11th a go. I haven't played 40k properly since 4th, when I was actually like a player. I was more of a fantasy guy after that, or before that, really. Jesus. Just turn that down. It's a bit obnoxious. That sucks, man. Have you? Yeah, I mean, I should do. I mean, like I say, it's not the fact that I've lost everything. Just the remakes that are done. So that I've uploaded them, but I've now lost the remake. The remakes, and like obviously, if I account for all the time, like in order for me to do like some of those 9-hour videos, I mean, I had to like start them in the afternoon, and they were probably finishing up in the early hours of the morning. You get me, like 15 hours just to process them. Never mind the editing, just the final stage of stitching together the new audio and the visuals and so on. So yeah, there was a lot of time consuming energy gone into that. So yeah, I'll have to send that off, but super chats are appreciated because I'm skint. The tax man got me. The tax man got me, man. The tax man got me. He came for me. And you can't do anything against the tax man, unfortunately. he says. Otherwise he charges you more. It's ridiculous. You should be able to go to like a lord and like, you know, like become friends with them and stuff like this, and they go to you, don't worry, we'll sort this out, don't you worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you should be able to, you know, because I'm quite a charming individual. So I would go to court and I would talk to the Lord and say, look, this grain that you're after, I understand it's been a hard year. And we're friends, right? We're friends. I just don't know if... and he'd stop me at that point because we're such close friends. And he'd say, oh, please, you sully us all by discussing this. Think no more on it, Aborder. Think no more on it. Think no more on it. But next year, you pay. And I'd be like, well, that's fair enough. You know, that's fair. And that's how it should be. You know, there should be... I want nepotism and favouritism that I have access to. You understand? I want power. But unfortunately now it all comes in email. The Tive got me, man. The Tive got me. The priest has put his paw in my pocket, I tell you. Rattling that empty dish in front of me face he is. Oh dear. So yeah, super chats and memberships are appreciated. Anyway, where are we? Borderline theft. It is theft. It is theft. You know, I already pay road tax. It's all this other nonsense I have to pay for. It's a joke. You know? In an emergency you want me to put in? Depends, doesn't it? But I should just be able to like be pals with the local noble. You know? He enjoys my witticisms. You know, maybe we serve together. In France. We burn some villages. You know what I mean? Like good wholesome stuff. But then when the time comes I can go to him and say, look, Larry, I'm pretty tight right now, you know? And he'd say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll charge someone else extra. And we'll all laugh, you know what I mean? It'd be great. There's only so much power to go around. It's like love. There's only so much. You know when people are hoarding it. Speaking of hoarding, make sure you go and get a bag of rice and fill up your car, because we're looking at 3 weeks, 4 weeks away. I'm sorted. I'm just telling you. That's what you want to do. Get a couple of bags of pasta. If anything, it'll just like save you money from the inflation when the money printer goes. Right. Come on, man. Come on, man. Summon total power in debt. Yes, well. like cool stuff in there. It's kind of just really generic. They've got the Gilead system, but it's just like a couple of planets, and everything else is just like your generic, what you would expect from, like, you know, a role-play game set in 40k, you know what I mean? Archetype 1, a Hospitaller, a Sisters Hospitaller, an Imperial Guardsman, a Ganger. There's nothing unique, there's nothing interesting, they don't make anything up, you know, there's no new alien races. So those ones from Fantasy Flight were off the chain, man. If you can pick up the PDFs of them, I recommend, because they're just good reading in general. They're really build on the universe. There's that old one with the Death Watch as well. Like, so much detail added about the Death Watch. Quality stuff, man. Gamma World. I never played Gamma World. There used to be, I think it's still there, Wayland Games in Birmingham. My little group of friends that I was in who were, like, you know, degenerate weirdos. Still are. Lovely people. They all used to go down to there. Because they lived relatively close, or I'd meet them somewhere. Where was it? We'd all meet up places, different places. But go down to the one in Birmingham, which is a bit of a mission for me. When I was 14, 15, it was like an exciting day out, because I'm going on my own to the big city that, you know, no one really goes to. No one goes to anymore. Yeah, back in the day, it was like a big extravagance, you know. Oh, here we go. Should I get rid of that? There we go, that's better. It's just a trailer anyway.
Armageddon, the war world.
I could do a better voice than that.
Is worthless, salted by the blood and sweat of generations.
Yeah. Cool, man.
War.
Couple of Ultramarines.
It rises from the dust and echoes in the sky. A promise. A cacophony.
Shouldn't take his helmet off, though. Should never have took his helmet off, you know what I mean? That's like the chaplain's whole thing. I think they're supposed to take on a new name and not reveal their faces. I guess that'd be impractical, though, really.
Sanguinius' sons.
Feel the blood rise.
Angels of death.
Yeah, boy.
We belong here.
Man, I wish they brought Tycho back. Like, it turns out he wasn't actually dead.
Twin hearts hammer with his rage. War.
They turned him into a Primaris. I could live with that. Blech. That's right, Ultramarine. Get wrecked. Cave his head in. Booyah! There you go.
This world must hold. There can be no retreat. There can be no mercy. There can be no peace. There is only war.
Oh, has iOS got a roleplay
Hello
game?
everybody.
I didn't know that.
Live. Welcome
I don't like the
to this very
iOS
special Warhammer
lore, though. I don't like it.
Unboxing. My name is Adam. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie.
Well, absolute pleasure to be here. We have an amazing box set to unbox with you today. The Armageddon box, the launch set for the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. It's got some Orcs in.
Look at that, 30,000 people.
The back's looking cool, right?
Great.
How many have I got?
That's new, loads of good stuff.
Yeah, so,
For 15.
Thank you everybody for joining us. I've been keeping an eye on the chat as we
We're getting there.
I think it's lovely to have you all here. There's people flocking in from around the world. Let me tell you how it's going to work. For the next 45 minutes to an hour maybe, Eddie and I
Is that too low?
open this box, take everything out, show you in detail all of the cool Warhammer goodness that's inside of it, and just have a good time sort of getting excited
Yeah.
about the launch box for the 11th edition of Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, we know a few things
Yarrick.
that are in this box already, of course. We've seen some of them previewed on the Warhammer
Grot
community
week this
website.
week.
We know 5 grots are coming. There's a chaplain we know about, a weird boy, some intercessors, some orc boys, loads of good stuff we know is coming.
Perfect. While we wait for the chat to fill up, and there are thousands.
You know they'll give
of
a
on YouTube and
preview of,
it's
like,
nice
some of
for
the other
everybody
stuff
at home
coming
to
in,
Tell us
you
where
know?
you are. Warhammer community is a global
It's going to come out
community,
in
and
this
it's really exciting
the
to
sort
see
of
where you're
first
tuning in
wave
from.
of stuff.
Give
They'll
your
give us a few
location
previews of
shout
that
out
as well.
While I get the
Right, I'm
locations
excited,
for
man. I
you
want
the
to
chat.
see, you know, I'm probably going to pick
Warhammer
this up,
hobby
man.
lately.
I have. I've been painting some Warhammer 40,000 things. I've painted some Orcs and some Space Marines. I can't show you them just yet, but we might have a look at the end of this.
Flesh
of this
terrors,
show.
flesh
Very good.
terrors,
And
flesh
you-
terrors,
while you were at
flesh
Epton, you
terrors.
played in the event, right?
I did. I got to play in the championship for Warhammer 40,000 and the team event. I took some Space Wolves, some Dreadnoughts. They did all right.
Fantastic.
How about yourself, Adam? You been painting anything?
Yes, so I have. Perhaps not as much painting as you, but I've been painting away on something in this set. And also, I've been listening, as I do, to Ashes of the Imperium, which is the
Great book.
audiobook for the first book in the Scouring sequence. And I love it. It's really great. There's some awesome battles and political intrigue, and I'm thoroughly hooked.
Excellent.
It ain't going to be good till
So,
Iron
the
Cage
chat has gone
comes.
wild. I can't possibly shout you all out, but we've got Texas,
I'm so
we've
behind
got
on Heresy, though. I don't
Sheffield,
even want to talk
we've
about
got
it. It's
people
depressing.
really near here.
My mate said it wasn't even good.
Somebody says Ulanor.
My mate says
so
it wasn't even
location
good.
for
The
this
ending, it was
particular
like a bit meh.
Georgia,
And I was
Ireland,
like,
Canada,
why?
so many
He wouldn't
people, so many
explain
great
to me. He says
places.
I've got to
Thank
read
you
it.
all for tuning
He just
in,
said he
tuning
forced
in,
himself to
and
finish
spend a
it
little while
because he's
with
been
us.
reading it,
Absolutely.
obviously, since
Nice.
it started.
So, what have we done? We've
But I'm way
welcomed you,
behind,
we've
man. I'm
introduced
way behind on
ourselves,
Heresy.
We've talked about where you're from.
I bought some of
a
the
little bit about our
audiobooks
hobby. Is it time
recently
just get
to try and
started?
catch
I think
up.
we should probably open at the box.
But it is not
Right,
happening.
So, this is Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, the launch box for the 11th edition. I have a relatively blunt mould line scraping tool, and I'm going to use this to pop the seal on the back.
There we go.
Really show you the front. as I do.
If anyone from
Warhammer
Games Workshop is watching,
mould line
I am
and leave it
happy
Exactly. It's the most
to
dangerous.
accept
you
your
want to, but
generosity.
It's the most dangerous item that I can be trusted with live on air. I think
It's
it's
true,
fair to
legally
say.
true.
How much do you reckon
So-
it's going to cost? 180?
There we go. One box now ready.
It's a hefty
to
box,
open.
isn't it? It's,
It is. Shall we crack it open?
go.
Let's do it. Oh,
look
you got
at
a little peek
our
of some of the things.
position.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, the lid comes off.
I'll take that lid.
There we
Thank you very much.
go. What
So
we got
here
here?
we are. It is absolutely
Ancient with a banner, sick.
loaded
Okay.
with frames of Citadel miniatures and basically.
Do you reckon they'll do another
They've got both
magazine,
the base.
like in a couple of
there's-
months'
there's
time?
loads of them, and there's
Where
more
it'll be
bases
like-
somewhere further down in.
You just be able to get everything. Oh, where is there a librarian
Let's
in there?
pull out all the frames, have a quick look at these, and then we'll go through and show you everything in detail.
We will show you the
Oh, that's
painted models
crazy,
as
man.
well.
There's a
Of course,
librarian in
Not
there
really
as well.
plastic.
But if you're like me, you like to open a box and savour all the cool
I reckon they'll
things that are in.
do,
So,
yeah,
where do
you
we
can see
begin?
they've already got the Orc
This,
Warlord and the
I'll
Commander.
pass you the Orcs.
That'll be
I'll
like
get the
a-
Orcs. I'm happily
that'll be
get the
like
Orcs
issue
stuff, yeah.
1
So this appears to
for about
be,
£3.
A kit of Orc characters, as far as I can tell.
That
There,
is a
so you've got
massive banner.
you've got a big banner in
Yeah,
there.
the
that
Yarrick
big
model's
chopper
nice,
someone
man.
gets looks like possibly some kind of Orc medical specialist. Okay.
Perfect. Next
those
out.
down there.
It's a mad duck.
This is a command frame, and it has
Wow.
a Space Marine character.
Just turn the
big
box
cloak,
around, that's all I need.
Relic shield,
Classic stuff.
and then an enormous orc, which is clearly some kind of warbar.
We'll put that in the middle if there's a bit of both. That's yeah, nice big chopper there.
I'd like an
So
Orc
I'll
army,
stick this
man.
on my side, there we go.
I love Orcs.
Next up, again, more Space Marines. This is a mix of Gravis armoured Space Marines, and then you've got some character models, a large standard for an Ancient.
Yeah.
So I'll keep this one on my side.
It's nice that
Okay.
they're giving you like the
Options in there.
the
Well, I'm gonna
entire
go with whatever This
command.
looks like this appears to be
sort of
some
thing,
Orc
aside from,
vehicle.
like, an apothecary,
Definitely
I
on the
guess.
kind of speed freaky end of
Or
the
a-
spectrum. We've got some tracks there.
A
some
sanguinary
tyres. I
priest,
see a
it'd be for
chopper,
Blood
I see
Angel
some
stuff. I guess they
rockets.
want you to
There you
buy
go.
that.
Hold that up.
But
Definitely an Orc vehicle of some sort there. Don't think we've seen that. in
some
the-
kind of
in the
Orc
trailer.
stomp.
No, that is
Just,
a
I mean,
real thing. Next, we saw this guy on Warhammer
they're just
Community.
going
This
through
is
it now,
gonna be
aren't
the
they?
Weird Boy,
And then they'll show
Yeah,
us
that's
the
Weird Boy.
painted
Quick
ones,
peek at the Weird
and
Boy
that's all I
frame.
want to see, really.
These crazy halo of wires and
Yeah, very cool model. We have seen
You
that
got to hand
already,
it to
but
GW
excellent
though. They
model.
are the best at
One of
this.
the
They
stars.
are the best at this
So,
sort of thing.
this
No
is
one else
pretty
does
obvious
these
what this one
things
is.
like
This
this.
frame
No
here,
one else
uh,
has invested the
landscape
time and the
design
energy.
causing mayhem.
Lots of people speculating if we were going to
You
get
have
a
to
land speed
respect it,
in this
man.
box. We can confirm you do in fact.
You
get
might
a
not
land
like
speed
it.
on
That is the
But you
answer
gotta
to this
respect it.
particular Raven and prayers. Next up, Space
You know,
Marines in.
They make toy soldiers, for Christ's sake.
Power armor.
And they've got 33,000 people watching the live release of a new box set. You know what I mean?
We'll
It's
show you
crazy.
all of these in lots more detail, but we're trying to give you the full experience of what it's like to open this for yourself. Oh, start, here we've already seen some of the Vanguard.
Yeah, Jake,
We have,
it was
we can
kind
run the
of.
Vanguard veterans, and obviously they also appeared in the cinema.
Like my mate said,
trailer,
there was good
chopping
bits,
up
but it was like a bit
Walker.
meh.
Perfect. Vanguard veterans and
After
what
all,
would be
you know,
Space Marine
if you've been
librarian.
reading this since it was first released,
stuff,
I
the
was gonna
Heresy
say, these two
series.
frames are identical, and you
I
can have them
mean-
both at the same time.
Excellent.
I don't
So
know, man.
this
I don't know,
is,
man. I'm way behind
gameplay of
anyway, though.
Orc
I just
boys
like I
and
started reading
direction.
sort of new
Lots of
40k stuff.
Choppers in there, some shooters. Lots of
Best series,
head
Fabius
options
Boyle.
as well. The heads
And
are
even that
separate,
ends
so
on a bit of a
little
damp
bit of,
squib, to be
customization
honest. I mean,
options
it's
in there as well.
fine,
And
because
some
you can't
nice
really
big
kill
orcs there.
him.
This is
You get
important.
like, you know,
As well.
spoiler,
And
he's
the
not
final
dead.
frame come out the box, and a surprise to
Technically.
absolutely
And,
nobody is, of course, that enormous
Yeah,
gun
but the
rig that we
Fabius Boyle
saw
series is
in
probably the best
video.
40k
Yes, there is an
novelty
enormous
stuff
great cannon
I've
there.
read in the last 10
and
years,
some
at least.
Orc Walker, and we'll find out more about that in a little bit.
Perfect. And for the base enthusiast out there, you know who you are. There are 3 more bases. 2 of them belong to the Orcs, and this one belongs to the Space Marines. So if you look down inside, there is now a box within a box. This is where all of the sort of paper components of Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon live.
You don't get the
I
rule book,
will
do you?
Crack it open.
Let's have a look at the Orcs.
Snugly.
Is that it?
And it's got some seals on
There's
it.
got to be
Before we
more
get to that,
Orcs.
we do,
Yeah, you do that while I do
there's
this.
another thing here. We've got a sheet of transfers. This is a joint sheet between the Space Marines and the Orcs. What you've got in here is a quite nice selection of stuff. You've got a bunch of Space Marine chapters and a bunch of Orc clans. The Space Marine chapters are all ones that are taking part in the attack.
Now,
on
Flesh
Armageddon.
Tearers-
Yeah, so the Warhammer
Reinforcement.
Studio have done a really
Disappointing.
really good job here of connecting this launch box to the events that they're depicting on Armageddon. So you have
Now
the
Flesh
Ultramarines,
Tearers,
the Blood
disappointing.
Angels, the Salamanders, the Crimson
They must be
Fists, and
saving
the White
Seth
Scars,
for another
all forces
story
which are
arc.
sort of prevalent in this
Yeah,
operation to reclaim Armageddon.
All the ones that are kind of taking the forefront.
That's a nice touch, though. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, that's it is a nice touch. It
You've
is a
also
nice
got
touch.
some Orc clans in there as well. So Goths, some Evil Suns, some Bad Moons.
And Death Skulls as well, I
And
think.
Death Skulls, yeah. And then some generic ones as well, so you can use for company markings and things that you can use on any chapter of Space Marines.
I always get weirdly excited about the decals in sets, so that's fantastic. Right, so I've busted the seals on this. Let's turn it around and open it. And
Busted
then
the
there we go.
seals.
This is all
broke
of the
those seals in.
paper that you get
Ready to get
inside
right in
the
Yeah,
Armageddon
all the
box
rules
set.
components, basically.
Exactly. So I guess we start with the biggest thing.
Operation
Let's go with the book,
Imperator.
yeah.
Perfect. So this is
Okay, that looks sick.
Operation Imperator.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
This
buy
is
this.
a enormous hardback lore book. This is
Oh!
just full of the story.
I am gonna
of-
have to get
Ooh,
this.
I feel like there might be spoilers within. This is the story of the Space Marines' mission to reclaim Armageddon. It is just absolutely
Oh,
packed
yeah.
with
Oh, yeah.
stories and art, the narrative that explains the events. There's a gatefold
I'll be
which
picking this
shows
up,
an
boys.
enormous
I'll be
map.
picking this up.
Can I-
A big, you get like
Your
a
super
map of
chats are
Armageddon.
appreciated.
There we go.
So this is like a proper old school campaign book. It's got more detail on the battle for
Oh,
Armageddon.
that looks sick.
Anywhere-
Okay,
Yeah,
More
yeah,
detail than
I'm
we've ever had
sold,
before.
man.
We've had a
I'm
few kind of
sold.
supplements and campaigns in the
I'm
past that
sold.
have gone to Armageddon, but this dives into it in even more detail, and particularly focusing on the forces of the Orcs and the Space
They
Marines.
need to do
One of the
just
things
more
I
solid
really
lore
like about it
books
is
that are
in
just
each of the
lore.
war
You know,
zones that it
the
features,
ones that they have done, I
there
think,
is
are just
a
like
list of the
legendary.
different
The
Space
Sabbath
Marine
Worlds
chapters
Crusade
and
one,
the different
the Black
Orc clans
Legion,
that take
the
part in
Black
battle. You can see here,
13th
you've
Black
got
Crusade
Space Marine
one.
chapters like the Marines,
You know,
Malevolent,
it's
the Angels, Eradicant, the Stormlords present, the
Nice,
Subjugators.
nice,
So there is a
nice,
whole
nice.
bunch of different Space Marine chapters. that are taking
green
part in this,
Imperial
as well
fists.
as the Blood Angels, obviously, who are leading the charge.
It gives it a
disgusting.
real feel of a sort of a historical recounting of events, which is really quite exciting. And if you look for hooks to connect your army to or the games that you're playing, this feels like just perfect material for campaigns or new collections and all that.
Yeah, that's
It's
sick.
absolutely that. And it
I
is
want that book, man.
a nice big hardback book. There's loads of stuff in there.
120 pages.
120 pages long. It's
Penthouse
pure lore
style
as well. This
centre
is,
for- You see, you're showing your
absolutely
age
just
now. Is Penthouse
loads
even a
of
thing
background
still?
for
I don't even know.
40,000. Worth saying about this book, this is exclusive. to
Very
the box.
nice,
A lot
yes.
of the other components
Very
we're going to go through
nice.
today will eventually have separate releases individually or in other boxes. You're able to pick them up outside of the Armageddon box. This book, Operation Imperator, is exclusive to this box. So if you want to get your hands on this lovely...
It's exclusive. I've got to have it.
book,
I've got to have it. I must
go to the
consume.
Armageddon.
Makes sense. Right. So
I will, though.
Next up, delving in, perhaps the most pedestrian item, but still extremely useful. This is the assembly guide.
Assembly
and,
guide.
It will come as no surprise to you that this is how you assemble your models.
assembly
And it is just
guide.
full colour, detailed pictures of how to put them together.
I was talking to a young lad the other day.
The Grey, because that
Randomly, I like to go and talk to
but
random
here we
young
are,
boys on the
everything
street.
you'd expect, along with detail.
I was talking to a young lad
at
at this
thing.
thing,
Yep.
and
Lists obviously the various different options you've got in there.
Oh, that's a good point. There are quite a lot of
I
options.
don't know how it
so
came
quite a
up.
lot
I
of
think his
Space
name.
Marines we've
I don't even
shown.
know.
If
But
there is
he
a
like
squad leader or something that's got an unhelmeted option,
he never
there's
heard of
usually a
like
helmeted option too. Same for the
Cromwell.
characters. All of the models are also
get me?
push fit as well.
Oh, weird boys, let's
but
go,
they do go together.
Gio Lanny.
As a person who's
Thank
not
you,
the
man.
best
I'm going to make you a
model
mod.
builder, actually, I find
Thank
the
you very
push
much,
fit has
man.
been really good so far. So
You've made my day. Thank you
Next
very
up,
much,
and this will
man.
be of
You can be a mod.
excitement to,
Enjoy your
people
wrench.
who really are at the cutting edge.
I'll be
of
streaming
playing
more, so you'll have
140,000
power
is
soon.
the
You
core
can
rules.
ban
This
people.
one has never been open
Thank
to
you,
the
man.
gallery to,
That's massive. That's
this is
massive.
The core
Thank
rules
you,
for
dude.
Warhammer 40,000. It's everything.
New video
you can
Sunday.
Play a game of Warhammer 40,000 along with your codex.
Yep. It's a nice compact version of the rules, so one ideal for taking
Okay.
to a battle with you.
Yep.
This is basically the engine that drives the new edition, right? This is the new core rules that interact with your existing codex and all the different detachments.
I
and
read
things
the
that are
rule book
coming,
in 9th
and all the
edition.
missions. This is how you move, how you shoot,
I didn't
how
play
you
any
fight. This is the
games,
thing that
but
creates
like I
the
say, I
base
haven't
of
played
Warhammer
since 4th
40,000.
edition
It's a
properly.
nice
Definitely
convenient
more.
size as well.
Yeah,
Stick that inside your figure case or whatever.
I'm not
and
too
you
keen
are
on the
good to go.
cards and all this
worth
stuff,
saying also
but
at this point,
we'll
the Warhammer
we'll come to
40,000
grips
will
with it,
be
man.
being updated in line with.
Like I said, I've been
the
playing
new
Middle
edition at the
Earth,
time
which
of
is
the launch,
basically a game
so
system
you'll
that hasn't
be able to
changed
use
in
that
20 years
to full effect,
because
which is
it's
very exciting.
peak.
Right. Next is this pack here. On one side, Orcs. On the other side, Space Marines. And this is. If I can get it open without
Yeah, this stuff with the cards, the mission cards, and all that
This
sort
is
of stuff, the
all
victory
the
point
base
stuff.
cards for the units that are within the box. Do you want to split them down the middle, Eddie?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll
There
take
you
the
go.
Orc ones.
Oh, they're the unit
obviously,
stuff.
if
That's
you
a
already
unit
have
code.
a Space Marine
Yeah, Lanny,
or
thank you, man. I
an Orc
appreciate
codex,
that.
You've got
Really,
rules
really,
for
really
lots of
do.
units already. This will give
All these
you
other scrubs
all
in
of the
chat,
rules for the
they get my
content of
attention
this
for free.
box, so you can
But you've
add
come
them
in
to
here,
existing
boom.
already.
I appreciate
They're
it, man. Happy
very
Friday.
portable, nice size, but big enough to read. So very useful.
They're just my jam because you know you can keep them on the side of the table.
Let's have a look.
The
How many
rules for
boys
these
do you
will
get,
also
man?
be
You
in the
can't just
Warhammer
get like
40,000
10
app, but
boys.
If you like to
That doesn't seem
lay
fair.
your army's rules out in front of you in a little line across the table so they're easy to see,
Oh!
very useful for that.
Oh, 200
right,
knock, man.
so,
Thank you very much,
just one out
Remy.
of the way.
I
So
appreciate
there are
that,
two
man.
more boxes
You've come
cards, and
in.
these are
I'll make you a
massive.
mod
Which
as
one
well.
do you
Oh,
first?
let's do.
I'll make you a
chapter
mod
proof
as well.
then.
Thank you,
Here we
man.
go. I'll get it out without. Oh.
Thank you,
Break
dude.
it.
I appreciate that. Have a very happy
Okay, so
Friday and a happy
chapter-approved,
weekend.
Cards. Tell us about chapter-approved cards. Eddie.
Just
So
show me the
chapter approved
painted
will be a
versions
familiar concept
of all
for
of the
those people
models,
who already
please.
play lots of games of Warhammer 40,000. This is basically the mechanism for creating missions in this edition of Warhammer 40,000.
That's amazing.
Much as it has been for previous editions. The difference with this chapter-approved deck is that this is the tool you use to
Oh,
create
dude.
any
You going on
mission
tr-
for
you going on
any game of
deployment,
Warhammer
man.
40,000,
Good- best of
not
luck to you,
just for
man.
match play. This is
All the
for
goodwill in the
all
world.
types of
Best of
games.
luck
So
to you,
if want
dude.
to play a very narrative game, or
New
if you want
videos
to
will be
play a
coming
very
up, so hopefully they
competitive
assist
game, a
you
tournament or something like
in
that,
your off
this is
hours
still the same deck
when you're
that
stuck
you
in
use.
barracks.
Narrative has been
I
weaved
appreciate it,
all the
man.
way
Thank
through.
you.
We've talked a little bit about that already
Z-Champ,
on the Warhammer
thank you,
community
man.
site in terms of how
I'm
this
feeling very generous.
creates
Z-Champ's
very
been in the chat for a
narrative
long
games
time
and
over the years.
how armies play into
I'm
that.
going to make you a
but this
moderator
is
as
the
well.
tool you need
He hasn't even had to
create
pay me.
great
It's
missions.
just because of his loyalty.
Absolutely. It comes
Thank you,
complete
sir.
with a little chapter-approved booklet which explains essentially how to use it.
But
So,
yeah, good luck to you,
everything
GL
you
Lanny.
start using this
Good
to
luck to you, man.
Power your games.
And you'll be using that a lot. So obviously what you've got here, as well as all those models, is all the rules stuff you need to start playing Warhammer 40,000.
Combine that with your codex, with the
Yeah,
data sheets, and
right out
you're
of the
away.
gates,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So this is a box definitely designed
If you're after
for
any of the
people
old
who
stuff,
start playing
check the
straight
podcast
away
feed.
in the new edition.
And then finally,
All the old stories and
Dominatus,
stuff.
Another pack of cards, a really hefty-looking card box. And Dominatus is something just a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, so the chapter-approved mission deck is what you use to create missions. This deck
Okay.
is what you use to create campaigns. So there's been a few different ways that we've spelled out how you might want to do a campaign in the past. This is a deck-driven campaign system for Warhammer 40,000. It works alongside chapter approved, generating those missions, and it allows you to link
Okay,
your
I get
battles
what's going
together
on.
in a narrative way. So this
I've kept
is,
up with the rule systems,
great
it's just I've
if
not
you want
played,
to
so I
play
don't
on a
know all the
weekend
little
of
meta
gaming, or
things.
Link loads together with your gaming club.
yeah, if you've got a gaming club and
Absolutely.
you get to play a game every week,
There
and
you go,
want
dear
to
man,
kind of
offering you the
feel
best
like
as
they're
well.
part of the
Everybody.
system, this is a deck-driven campaign system, and it
Everybody
effectively
offers you the
takes away
best,
all the
Giovanni.
paperwork, all the logistics of having to run a campaign, and puts it into a deck-based system, so you can link your battles together very easily and feel like you have a very compelling connection between the battles.
Well, Z-Champ, I don't
Absolutely.
really want you to do
Dominatus
anything.
deck also
It's more of a
comes with
status
its
symbol
booklet, which is
than any
essentially
sort of like
everything
actual
you need to
power.
know to
You know?
use it to thread your campaign together.
It's
And
like
when
being
we
a
say it's
senator
simple system,
in Rome
we're talking about what, 8 pages
after
long,
Caesar,
and
after
between these
Augustus.
and your
You get me? It's
typical
like it's a
you are
ceremonial
away and
role.
playing
You know?
a linked narrative experience
Being a mod's
with
like a
the
ceremonial role.
And you can play
Okay?
quite compact campaigns as well. They only need to
You
be
get all
like
the you get all
3
the
games long if you
bonuses
want
of
them to be
looking
on really
cool
great,
to everybody
long
else.
things,
Yeah,
a huge amount of
and you
replayability.
technically do have power.
So
but if you ever use
all
that
of
power,
that is
you'll
within
be,
the,
you know,
Warhammer
prescribed.
40,000 Armageddon box set. We've
And that's not
shown
good.
you all of the
It's not good at all.
frames in a little bit
For
of
you or your
detail
family.
and talked you through the everything. Shall we have a good look at the models themselves?
Let's do it. I think we should start with my favourite half of the box.
So it's Orc time,
Orc
right?
time, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, the Orcs. Okay, I want to do the Orcs, man. I love Grots. I love Orcs. Look at them. Look at him. That's a right knob. It's a big old knob right there. That's nice. Look at him. I'm getting Mad Max vibes. I'm getting... Yeah, definitely getting Mad Max vibes. Just the way they're moving, the way they pose, the way their stances. Mad Max and Waterworld. I want to do the Orcs now. They look fucking sick, man. I'm gonna do the Orcs as well, man. I'm gonna do the Orcs. I'm gonna paint them up as well. And they're easy to paint.
We are back with the
It's just
Orc
green.
contents from Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon.
What's this?
A flurry of activity to deploy all here on the table in front of us.
I'm all in on the
This
war,
is
man.
all
I'm
of
all
the
in
Orc
on the
models that
war.
you find inside the
at
Armageddon
that.
launch box, and it is awesome. So many cool things to talk about. We'll
They
go through
do
each
look
unit
good.
in turn,
They look genuinely
give the,
sick.
Guys at
No
home
way.
The lowdown on what you're looking at.
I feel like
should we start with the
there
smallest?
should
of the
be more
Orcs?
Yeah,
Orcs,
this is
though.
a properly great
Like,
box of Orcs. Worth saying before we dive into the whole thing, effectively what you've got here is a combat patrol.
maybe
worth
it's my
of
law
Orcs,
bias,
and
right?
then-
My
and then a
law
bunch more
bias
stuff.
is
So
like
Absolutely.
the
works
Space
out
Marines should be
something about
outnumbered like
7 to
4 to
800
1 at
points worth of
least
stuff.
against
So it's a
Orcs,
fairly
you know?
sizable chunk of an army. If
this
this
don't
is your
seem-
first
doesn't
foray
feel-
into Orcs, and I think a lot of people
Doesn't
are getting quite
feel.
excited about Orcs.
Oh, you like them, do
Rightly
you?
so, they're
Yeah,
very
really.
cool.
You should
I
look
think
up
a lot of-
Soldier
this is a
as
great
well.
start to
Soldier
the
is a
really solid
sick
unit.
film.
If you are bolted
And
with
Universal
something
Soldier.
army,
Oh,
I've
these
got
are some of
a
my
fairly sizable army
favourite
at home.
science
There are
fiction
lots
films
of very
ever.
cool units in this that add new tools.
I'm
into it, so
growing my
it's a great
hair at
box.
the minute, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, let me find it.
Somebody
I'll
called
find
Darkblade
it
in the
for
chat
you.
was saying that the Grots are a waste of plastic. They're absolutely not. Grots are essential.
Leave
to
them
every
essential.
war boss's plan.
Yeah, so we're starting with
Let's
the
go.
lowest rung of Orc society here. This is the Gretchen unit. We've seen some of these already. There is a unit of 10 Gretchen in the box. Gretchen are a
God.
very useful unit in Warhammer.
I want to watch
40,000.
Lethal Weapon.
All
I'm going to make
armies,
my
you can
missus watch
push them
Lethal
forward to
Weapon.
take
She's never seen
objectives
it.
without worrying about any of your.
incredibly cheap.
I wanna
They're
look like
very
him.
cheap in
I wanna
terms of
look
points. You can throw them away willy-nilly
Get a
and not worry
get
too
a
much about
party.
it.
Get a perm.
In terms of the miniatures, there are some really
a
lovely
perm.
little throwbacks
Say.
in this box to classic
Absolutely so, yeah.
Gretchen.
Get a
Some
perm.
of the miniatures are very reminiscent of some of the things you saw in
Grow it
second
right
and
back.
third
So the
edition.
spiked helmets there really
Yeah,
come into it, don't
absolutely.
they?
You know,
and also some of the
that's what I wanna
weapons
look like.
are quite reminiscent of Gorka Morka era Grots.
It's almost like it's the greatest.
They
hits
have got a
of sort
Gorka
of Grots
Morka
through the
look,
ages.
and I like
Yeah,
that.
they look
That's
great.
good.
I like it. So anyway, we've had.
We're not going to dwell on Grots for too long, though.
So should we
there's
go
more exciting things?
Should we
in
go
the box.
upper level?
Let's
in
go up.
Orkdom,
Let's go
and let's
upper
look
level.
at the Orc boys. There are 2 units of 10
Rigs. I wanna look like
boys
Rigs.
in this
I wanna
set.
be like
You can
Rigs.
see them here on the screen. Fantastic. Essentially, it's 9 boys and then a boss knob.
I want to look like Riggs.
So Orcs are the absolute mainstay backbone.
The Australian
of the Orc army.
cop working in
This is
California.
a brand new unit. Every model is new. The thing that we know about the new Orc unit already is
Diplomatic
that Orcs now come with
immunity.
a slugger and a chopper and a shooter. So immediately into the new edition, they are going to be great in shooting, great in combat, a more flexible unit. They have
Look
a
at
bottom
him.
knob in each unit. The bottom
These
knob
Orcs
have
look
slightly
sick,
different
man.
weapons. There's a combi rocket on one. And
These
a
are the
custom
sort of
shooter on the other.
standard,
It's worth
you know,
saying,
monopose
one of the big
Orcs.
requests,
These are
of
really
all
good.
players is the combi rocket and the combi shooter now have different stat lines.
Does that mean they're going to be bringing out?
Is a real
When's the
rocket
last
rather than being,
Orc
a kind of
update
more
to the
coordinating thing.
range?
And
They're going to
the
bring out
custom shooter just
more
gives you
Orcs.
loads of shots.
The chat
New Orcs?
absolutely loves these.
Yeah,
I
they
couldn't
are
agree
really
more.
cool.
Great.
I mean,
Look how
every
bulky-
single
look
model
at
is
it. I
a
thought they looked a bit
wonderful
too
character
fat.
model. Some of them have got like weird
But,
strings hanging off the belts. There's some stick bombs in the mix. They do
These
have the
boys are-
explosives
these-
keyword,
oh,
so
man.
grenades effectively.
I'm doing it, I'm doing
but
it. I'm
Every
getting the
single one
Orcs,
is a
man.
character.
What I'd like to
Get
do is
the
pull
Orcs.
the knobs out of the unit for a second.
Yeah,
and
pull
just
that
show
knob
them
out.
side by side.
Put them 2 knobs side by side.
We'll get a nice close up because I just think
Yeah, get a close up.
these
Yeah.
are really impressive.
It's important to
looking
make
models.
sure that the
Yeah,
zoom
the Orc
sort
knobs
of.
are very large.
In my experience,
models. I think
it's
they're
important to make
almost
sure
as
the
big
zoom
as
sort of
some war
locks on
bosses
Yeah,
we've
absolutely.
seen
Otherwise you send a
in
blurry
previous
image.
editions.
And
Those
previous
days are
incarnations.
behind.
You've got
Those days are behind.
2 such characterful looking options there is really great.
Those days are behind.
So,
Sometimes you just got to
these
go
are
through
the
that, you
Orc
know what I mean?
boys, as I said.
And it works.
There's 22
Sometimes.
mobs of 10, and they're kind of like the main style for
Yeah,
Orc.
it's really good, right? They
Orcs.
fight really well. They're tough. The thing that really makes Orcs work is where you start adding characters into the units that gives them lots of cool abilities, and there's a bunch of stuff in this box that can do that, and we can have a look at a few of those.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up, up here near the front, I'll move him to the front. Oh, there we go. Fantastic view here.
Look at him.
This is the Orc
He's a beast.
Big Boss, which is sort of a new thing inside the Orc force composition, right?
So he's your like
at the moment in your
lieutenant.
Orc armies, you have your war boss, but then underneath
Your
him, you haven't
demi-boss.
really got any other characters that fill in the sort of boss
the speed
level
stuff.
role.
Oh, and then the
so
other guys
big
riding the
boss
squigs,
is
wasn't it? So maybe they
basically
are going to get an
war boss
update on the
who waits. He's
range.
the next level
If
down
these
in the
guys are
order.
anything to
He is
go
the
on, there's going to
enforcer of
be
the
the
war boss
multi-part
as well
ones are going to be
across the rest
sick,
of
man.
your army. And he
Oh,
is,
man.
he's a brawler.
Kind
Look
of
at
hoping
him.
that the war boss might not make it through the battle. as
Yeah,
well,
if the
maybe.
war boss
Universal
gets on the wrong end of
soldier.
a power fist or something,
He's
he
like
has to
lovely
step
teeth
up
there.
to take the war boss's place. He wouldn't be too sad about it. But in game terms, he is a really useful little piece because you put him in amongst either your boys or your knobs, something like that, and he makes the unit hit harder. He himself is a wrecking machine in combat, but he gives the whole unit
Look at that big
+1
boy.
to charge and also sustained hits. So you can imagine that on a big unit of boys or a big unit of knobs or something.
I'm
charging into
excited,
an enemy
boys. I
unit's
don't know
gonna make
about
an
you.
absolute
I'm
mess.
Somebody
excited.
said, is he
I'm
smaller
going to be
than
picking
the
this
Orc
up.
boys?
man.
And the answer is no. He's an absolute unit.
He is.
Let me
I've got a
stick an Orc
3-year-old.
boy alongside these guys. Sense for just
And he goes to
how-
school. He doesn't go to
stands a
like.
little bit taller than the knob leaders in each of those boys' units.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like-
So next up, if we've had the big
Like
boss,
a
we
but
should do
basically
the
his
guy
school's
also,
closed during the
Eddie,
6 weeks
which
holidays.
is the banner
So
knob.
I'm going to have him around.
Another one of the leading.
Other than going to the
myths,
park
in
and stuff
the
like this and
Orc
playing
force
with
is the
him and stuff
banner knob.
like that,
Water banners, of
while
course,
he's playing
have
with
been
his cars
part
and
of
things,
Orc armies
I'll be
for
sat there
kind of
painting
since
this
Orc army
up.
starters. Every war boss needs to have
When
a
I-
war
when I-
banner,
when
so
I
most
have
of the
him
boys
for
know
the
what they're
day,
following.
you know what I mean?
This
'Cause we're gonna
is
have to
a
split
beautiful
it.
model. If we talk about the model first of all.
You know
What
how it is.
excites me is the way that
I'm
the
not paying
design
extra
on the
money,
banner
you know?
is really
Like, you know,
customized to your
I'd
own
rather spend the
Orc
time with him
right?
and not
So
spend
it's
any
got
money.
Sculpted on details.
It's a dual. It's a bonus, you know.
You can use the decals from the decal sheet to theme it after your own.
That's what I'm
plan
going to be doing this
and
summer. I'm
give
going to be
them
painting
these
flesh
sort of
terrors and these
markings
sick
you want
orcs,
to
man.
reflect your own war boss.
Look at these boys.
Yeah, so this one here that's been painted by the heavy metal team beautifully uses the decals,
I am
uses the
excited.
Goth decals. So this is probably part of Gazgul's wider war somewhere in
Absolutely.
Armageddon. But you also have a nice big flat space there to use other decals, so you can bad moons, or you can paint your own, and then you've also got some sculpted on bits. In terms of the game, this is a very powerful piece. It has the support rule. What that basically means is that if you have a unit, you can have a leader unit in it, something like a war boss.
He's
or
a bit
big
young,
boss.
man.
You can
I
also have a
will,
support
believe
model,
me.
Something like
He's
a
doomed.
banner knob, so you can have two
He can't
characters in
escape.
the unit at the
He's
same time.
doomed.
That gives you
He's
access
not
to
going to have
really
any
good
choice on the
combos.
matter.
You can have one of
But
each. The combo that this guy puts onto your
so he
units
will be
is
a
that
war
he
gamer.
gives the unit a 5-up invulnerable save. So basically, they're so inspired by the presence.
He's already
of
started
the-
stealing them, to be
Shrugging
honest.
off Audible.
Yeah,
on the
so
shelf
inspired by
here.
the presence of the
He-
war
he
banner,
wants
they
them, he
shrug off
steals them.
even,
He's obsessed with
debilitating
dice as well. He
lethal
loves dice.
hits.
He steals
and
all
then
my
when
dice.
the war is active,
And
he
he stashed
also
them
gives
all
them
around,
+1.
seriously, it's annoying.
So that
But
even basic boys, he's going to be shrugging off even things
yeah,
like
he's a
heavy
bit
fire.
too young at the minute. Another couple of years. Another couple of years.
I'll stick an Orc boy again.
Another couple of years, and then he's
So again, a very big, cool, impressive model. Would probably
on
stand
the
behind your wall.
he's on the geek. He's on the nerd train.
Out of trouble, but near the front lines.
Something like that.
So,
But I'll make him go to the gym and stuff, so he's
the
not like a fatty.
Pain Boy. This is
that should be all right
essentially
then.
a battlefield medic / doctor for your orcs.
I'm gonna live
I think
vicariously
medic
through him.
is a
You know what I
generous
mean?
term. So I think first off, the model is very fun, right? So this is, I think, the first time was Plastic Pain Boy. You can kind of see already from the model what he kind of does. He kind of mends your orcs if they get
Sort
shot,
of.
reattaches arms and heads and things if they get blasted off.
love it.
He comes
I
with
love it.
a Grot Orderly. This is the 11th Grot in the box. It's a really fun model. I think that the Grot Orderly is one of my
And
favourite
essentially,
things.
he's a
The
total
Gorka Morka
creature
grots were
force,
the
isn't he? He has
best
an ability
grots.
to
The
use
Gorka
it
Morka
in the
models were
Yes,
amazing.
so in game
you know,
terms,
like
what
just
the Pain
sick,
Boy does,
man.
another
I
support
wish they
model,
brought
so
Gorka
again, a
Morka
model
back.
you can put into a boy unit or a knob
I
unit
wish
alongside
they brought
something like a
Gorka
war boss
Morka
or a
back.
big
It'd be
boss.
so
He gives
good.
the unit feel no pain
Diggers
5 up.
and muties.
Incredibly good on
I
your
did a whole
already
lore
very
video on
tough
it.
Orcs.
Go and check it out. You'll enjoy it.
The Grot Orderly that's with him is effectively a once-game ability where you can bring back bodyguard units into that unit. So once a game, you can get some of your boys to stand back up again, even after
I
they
assume
died.
you are stitching limbs back on at that point, or
Yeah.
putting squigs into empty.
Or maybe
brain-
the
brain
Grots run
cavities.
off to get some spare parts and he's just come back with them, something like that.
Yeah, so here they are. at
Back in the
front of
day, they did like an
force
upgrade
here.
kit. Because the Gorkamorka
Orcs
Orcs basically
Yeah,
became the
he's
main
about the same
Orc.
size as the boy, maybe a little bit
range.
bigger.
But he's not there for his bulk.
And the
he's there
upgrade
for
kits
his,
was
his
like
think you know what's.
Yeah.
you
He's
could put
also
a pair
got,
of
kind
wheels like a
syringe,
bike
which is actually
underneath the Orc,
fairly
change
solid
their
in
heads,
combat.
their
It's only
arms,
got
all
one
that.
attack, but it
was
does
great.
have anti-infantry and precision, which is pretty solid. So
That's not bad.
Show me the vehicles.
Pick on
every now and again, you will kill something very valuable.
So next up, and we've seen this guy
I'm gonna have
already
an
on
Orc army now, man.
warhammercommunity.com, but this is
I'm shocked.
the Weird
These
Boy,
look amazing.
A really incredible looking miniature. It's so redolent of artwork that we've seen.
This one I'm not too keen on.
Embodies the
It's
Orc
okay.
war energy that follows the armies around.
Yeah, we've already seen this guy. We also saw him in the cinematic trailer. He does exactly what you'd hope a Weird Boy does. The model is great. In game
It's a nice
terms, he
model,
has
don't
the
get me
jump,
wrong,
which
but it's not
which allows you to
it
pick
doesn't
up
look
your
as
Orc
cool
units
as,
and teleport it through the power of the Orc gods.
the ones we've just
he also
seen.
can blast enemy units
Looks
with psychic
okay.
energy, and that becomes more powerful the more Orcs are around him as well. That's kind of how they've always
They're
worked.
blatantly
Carry
going to
on
do
working
like
that way.
a
And
magazine,
now
aren't
he's
they?
got an
They're
amazing
blatantly going to do like a
Absolutely.
magazine.
And there you see him at the front.
So if you miss any of these,
Orc for scale,
you get
there we
extra
go.
bonus
Stood
ones.
next to a boy. He's got a heroic rock to stand on, but even so, he's a substantial Orc. The last of the sort of infantry things in this force is, of course, the leader of the Orc throng. And here we have our war boss, a really mighty-looking model, worthy
Look at that.
of
Now that isn't the one that got
Yeah,
leaked.
it's
I
a
did
big
see
model,
that.
this guy, so I think
'Cause
standing
they're
a little bit
GW
taller than even some of the current
put an
war
article
bosses
out, didn't
we've
they?
had in the past. This guy comes with a custom shooter and a custom chopper, and as you would imagine as well, he gives a bunch of buffs to his unit. They get +1 for their hit rolls.
I'd
and he
probably
gets a
pick up
bunch of
that old
extra
metal one,
when
you know,
the
the one
war
that's
is
like that.
active. One of the things worth calling out about this model's rules is at the moment when you take an Orc war boss, a lot of the time people are putting power
All about the
claws on
power
them.
claw,
Yeah, it's all
yeah,
about power
absolutely.
claw because you get extra strength and good AP, good damage. The custom chopper takes advantage of one of the new rules in the new edition of Warhammer 40,000, which is cleave. So cleave basically gives you blast, so extra attacks into big units, and it makes him very, very good at chopping through kind of medium-level infantry, things like Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Necrons, that sort of stuff. So I think
Nah,
it
you want
makes
a
custom
mega
chopper a
armored.
very
You need a
appealing
mega
choice,
armored Orc.
even
I mean, what
versus
sort
some
of
the,
respectable war boss
very
is going
lethal
around without
weapons
mega
that you
armor
can
on?
otherwise take.
Come on.
The chat absolutely loving the
This
Orc,
guy's a
especially
loser.
The war boss is getting
Get rid of him.
And the pain boy as well, getting some real
Orc for
praise.
scale. You get a sense.
Yeah, so here
this
you
is
go.
almost
Look at him
twice
now,
as
he's a
high as
beast.
an
He's
Orc
a
boy.
And here's
beast.
him stood
man.
next to one of his knobs. He really is an absolute bruiser. Yeah, fantastic.
That's sick.
Really
Show me the
great
bike
leader
thing,
for
show me the
your-
walker
your
thing.
Again, a nice big banner on there as well that takes advantage of the
These
transfer.
Orcs are
Well,
sick,
exactly.
if
All
you
those
want to.
decals are going to... Oh, I nearly stuck him in with the boys.
Don't do that.
I mean, he could lead them, I suppose. Right, so we've covered all of
I'm
the...
excited to get them. I was thinking,
the
like,
units,
I
but
don't
there's
really
still
care.
more to
I'll probably
go.
sell 'em.
Let's look at the
But,
first of the vehicles with this force, which is the War Track.
Yeah, so
There
this
we go,
is
look
a
at that.
returning unit
Look
for
at
Orcs. They've
that.
had war tracks in the past. They had war tracks back as far as 2nd edition, I think. This is a fast-moving Orc fire support
Oh, it is a
vehicle.
war-
It's a bit
yeah,
outgunned
God.
since its
Yeah,
last
that's a
incarnation.
massive
It comes
upgrade
with
on the old
a
war
custom
track.
shooter, but also a rocket launcher. And that's
Again,
really
from the
where
Gorka
damage
Morka
comes out
range,
of this thing.
the old war
Rocket
tracks.
launcher, quite a tasty number of attacks. D3 plus 3 attacks. Strength 10 and 3 damage is pretty solid. That makes it very good at popping things like elite infantry, and also you can punch up into even vehicles.
I'm
and things like
excited
that.
for these Orcs, man.
It will kind of accompany things like your speed war, your bikes, that sort of thing, and just adds some pretty respectable fire support to your fast-moving Orc.
That looks amazing.
Absolutely.
That
the
looks
model itself is
amazing.
obviously fantastic. I'm going to show you, I'm going to very carefully, I always get very nervous holding heavy metal models. You can see all these little sort of dints inside the footplate that the knob on the back is standing on. Those, I'm pretty sure.
It's a knot.
actually
That must be
hob
really
nails on
powerful.
his boots for giving them some extra
okay.
stability. I've been looking at this kit trying to work out all the secrets of it. One of the things I wanted to do was, I'm old enough and grey enough that I remember when war tracks first emerged.
Here we go.
We hunted down an original war track, and I just wanted to put it next to it for posterity's sake, because it's like I remember seeing that original
Look how
war track
good.
come out and thinking it was just the bee's knees and super cool, and it's still absolutely charming. But the new one is such a glow up. It really does show the way that the miniatures design team in the Warhammer studio have just
Glow up.
evolved their skill set
It's
and
good,
the
though.
technology available to them to make incredible miniatures. And this war track just embodies all of that.
Yep.
It's not the centerpiece
It's not,
of the Orc
no.
throng, however. I'm going to carefully put it to the back. The biggest thing, the biggest gun, is absolutely the Big Mech Dakarig.
So this does exactly what you would think it does by looking at it.
Absolutely.
It is an Orc mech's prized possession. It is an enormous walking cannon.
Is that a mech then as well?
You saw it in the cinematic trailer, blasting things out of the sky and blasting through Space Marine forces.
I'm sold,
It has a
man. I'm
formidable
sold. I'm
amount of
sold.
firepower
I'm
in the
sold.
game. It's got a blitz cannon and
I'm
a set of
sold.
rocket
This
launchers.
is
The
probably
blitz
some of
cannon
the
kicks out
best.
A whole bunch of shots. It's got heavy and sustained ones. So
These are some of the best
surprisingly
models I've
accurate
seen
for
in
an
a
Orc,
very long time.
Shooting unit. It also
The paint
gets
job's
extra
sick,
shots when it shoots
which obviously does a
into,
lot for it. But
smaller
like
enemy units. So anything
this
that's
is
not a
this is
monster or a
peak.
vehicle, you get a bunch of extra
Armageddon is
the
like
rocket
the
launchers
best
underneath it as
setting
well
for
also
40k
get
as well.
some
They
fairly
really got the
respectable firepower
nostalgia
too.
down.
And then the whole thing is on a very durable frame because
This
the
is
big
so
mech
good.
also
This is
brought
so
along
good.
a,
Fair play,
a
GW.
force field, basically.
So on his back, you can see it here in this picture, he has his force field projector to protect him. The model is just replete with details that are worth talking about. I love all the cabling.
I
that
need
hangs
it all.
underneath
I need it
the
all.
ramshackled nature of the
Should have
Orc.
more Orcs
I'm
though,
gonna
man. It doesn't
spin
seem like enough
carefully around and
Orcs.
show you my favourite weird feature, which is the absolute Orky.
Should have at least
indifferent
twice as many
Orcs
Orcs and Goblins.
He's literally flanked either side of him with these enormous Prometheum tanks, which are totally exposed to enemy fire. When I spin it back round and you look for those red bits, like he is absolutely catching stray rounds.
Oh, you haven't considered the no-what's of the force field, though. That's what the force field is for. So.
Well, I guess so, and it better work,
looks sick.
otherwise he's in trouble. This is firepower on legs, and I absolutely love it. I've bought some props in. Somebody in the chat has called me out and said that that's not the original war track, by the way, and you're right, that is a Gorka Morka era war
couldn't
track.
find the original one.
If you imagine, the Warhammer archive is like going into something from like a spy movie and looking through thousands of models on shelves, and I found the first really old war track I could and used that. So fair play, good eyes. You score 1 nerd point. Here we see some other Orc walkers.
The Tyranids are really, really nice. I'm not keen on the Necron refresh, to be honest. I preferred it a bit
Absolutely.
more.
You could imagine
I preferred the old
that
versions.
The Dakar rig works perfectly well alongside.
I mean, they're
any
okay, I
army
can see what
march
they're going
alongside
for,
your
but, like,
boys,
I prefer the
but it
older
fits in
versions.
very nicely if you have a Dreadwar, if you've got lots of Death Dreads, lots of Killer Cans. You can imagine
love Killer
if you have an
Cans, man,
Orc mech who particularly likes building
love 'em.
Dreadnoughts, that he would want to accompany them into battle, and the way that he would do that.
But the
is
Tyranid
in the
range
back
is really
of,
good. The upgrade on them is really good.
Absolutely.
I don't think the Gene
So,
Stealers are as nice, to
we
be honest.
have
But
essentially, I think, shown
did they
you
update
the
them?
Orc.
Actually, I'm trying to think
There
now.
are a
But
few
the rest of the
questions
range is
about how
pretty
the
good.
Orcs
Like I say,
scale
I've got
with
that.
some of the
I've got that.
other things in this set.
The last
I'll keep a
last
few of
edition
these to
starter
the
set
side
sat
so
here.
that,
So I
when
was
we
looking
show
at
the
them
Space
the other
Marine
day. They're all
thing,
still on the sprue, and the
I can
detail
do
is
some
like
size comparisons with other
is
things
brilliant.
in the kit. Let's have a look now at my favourite half of the Armageddon box set, the Space Marines.
There you go. I love chaplains. There we go. My boys, these are all going to look like flesh tearers. Oh, they really are incorporating the classic bits of the armour, aren't they? They've got the breastplate stretcher out, so now the Primaris can use all the classic armour and relics. Oh, he looks good. Even with the tactical rock. Oh, that is a nice look there, isn't it? Land speeder. I don't think they needed to do the thing with having the Ultramarines in the trailer. It detracts. Now, can these tactical marines be equipped with the plasma guns or the bolters? And that's the question I've got now.
That was the fastest set change you've ever seen in your life. We have
So you only get 10
placed
tactical
in front of us
Marines.
now the Space Marines half of Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. Yeah, let's just neaten up some of these units. I am stoked. I absolutely love Space Marines.
They look
I've
good,
loved
man.
them for such a very long time. And
The
this
land
is
speeder
a
looks good.
wonderful way to either add to an existing Space Marine army or kickstart a new one if you've always considered it and never made the plunge. There's a lot here to talk about. Eddie, first of all, overall impressions?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great box of Space Marines. This is effectively Space Marines' greatest hits, right? So you've got your solid.
It's more than I
battle line
thought they
unit
would
in the
have,
intercessors
to be
there.
honest.
You've got some fast-moving assault things. You've got your kind of Devastator equivalent.
So if I have these,
the Gravis heavy bolter troops. Obviously,
I have
you've got
these
a great
guys,
vehicle there to give you some
and then I've
fire
got
support, and you've got
a
all the
Terminator
classics
squad,
in terms of the space
Terminator
commanders,
captain.
captain librarian.
I haven't got the Terminator
the chaplain,
Librarian
and
because I didn't get the big box set. I got the small set, and then I've got
Wonderful. So let's
a squad
start
of
with the most straightforward of
Flamer
Space
Marines.
units, if straightforward can ever be applied to a Space Marine, and that would be our intercept.
So I think that's a pretty decent. I mean, obviously it's not going to win. It's never going to win a tournament. But in terms of like being able to like field an army of about 1,000 points, I think it's probably about right.
The difference and the inclusion
With this.
of some older armor marks and some older bits into the kit as well, but lots of returning features. So you've got a space.
Yeah, returning features. Yeah, that somehow the Primaris Marines, which are 2 foot taller than the original, the old Space Marines,
they've got relics and various bits and pieces.
they can fit into the armor because that's how armor works. You know,
he has his Purity Seal parchment wrapped.
it isn't
around
made.
his bolt rifle.
You know, that's how just how it works. You know.
Sort of the combination of the old school with the new school as the Primaris things are
Whatever.
more
I guess it's
into the,
fine.
Space Marine chapters.
They look
you'll
better
see
than they
more of
did.
Those classic Space Marine elements.
They look way better than the Primaris actually, the standard Primaris.
I love Intercessors. I have 30 of them inside my Dark Angel's army already. These will just
Well, Jake, this is like a callback to the third.
One thing to note there
Is it second edition or third edition 40k with the Blood Angels in it and the Orcs? This is all a callback to that, and that was set during
and on the
the
decal sheet. This basically
second
the Space Marines
Armageddon
take
War.
part in the Armageddon campaign. are allowed to wear
Dante
this badge.
fights there and stuff like that. I
Other
need to
than
do a
that
whole
badge,
lore video on
most
that,
of
to
them
be
are
honest.
part
Did I
of,
do
of course,
one?
Retaking Armageddon. The
I can't
models
remember,
in this set
but I need to do a
are
whole lore video on that. Captain
chapter agnostic, so you can
Tycho's
paint them
there
with
and stuff
any
like this. It's where
chapter that you
Yarick
like. So,
first
Adam, you've already talked about
rises
Dark
to
Angels.
prominence.
I'm eyeing up some of these to put into my Space Force.
But that was the
also
box
an
set.
excellent way to start a
And you
brand
got
new
2 squads of Space
I
Marines.
saw a question pop up in the chat which said
The
are there
monopose
shoulder pads
Space
attached
Marines
to
just
the
stood there
arms?
like
Yes,
that.
they are.
And
There's
then
no
there was about
sculpted
30
detail
odd
that
Orcs and
delineates
about
any particular chapter,
30
so, you can use
Gretchen,
any detail
as we used to
or
call them,
freehand that you
Gretchen.
want.
Call them Grots
but
now, but they
these
used
are
to call them
push-through
Gretchen.
models, so everything you'd expect from if you've ever done like an easier to build kit before.
Yep.
These are the ones which, for my money, is perfect because I like getting my models built as quickly as possible and then putting extra bits and pieces on them and then using them. So those are your intercessors.
You've got a few options.
Second
So
head,
some
yeah,
of
yeah.
The heads are separate on the majority of these.
Yeah, they sort of have those sort of guide pegs, but snip those off and you can change
Yeah,
the
you
posing
could quite
or
happily
whatever.
swap the heads
There are a
around with
few
these.
options with the sergeant, I think.
The sergeant, you have an armoured head. Basically, I think every Space Marine that has an unhelmeted head in the set, if you don't want to paint faces because you want to paint them faster, like I do,
Or you just care about not getting shot in the face.
that's true. There's a helmeted head in there as well. It also makes it very easy if you want to add in some flavourful pieces as well. If you've got some spare Black Templar bits or Space Wolf bits, so you can
That's
throw them
what
in.
I've been doing on the slide. Perfect. Right, so that is the intercessors. Next unit up then, we should look at, and these are a contender for the most exciting thing for me. These are the Space Marine Eradicators. I'll move them to the front while we talk about what you can see on the screen.
Yeah, I'll have a
The
nice
Space
little
Marine Eradicators. We've seen Eradicators with multi-melters before.
bad
This is the
army,
kind of opposite end of the spectrum.
which is
in
what
terms
you
of
want.
Things you might want to kill. These are Eradicators with heavy bolters. They are in
Pick myself up a Land Raider or a
armor,
Predator
of course,
or
very
something
durable.
like that.
Each one of these is 3
You know.
wounds each and toughness 6, so they take some killing.
Dreadnought
In
maybe,
terms
something
of what
like
they
that. You
do
know,
for you in the game,
you've
they are
easily got
very,
like
very
1,000
good
points
at
there.
killing
Then,
lots of enemy infantry.
Probably more
You know
than
what
that.
heavy bolters do, but these guys have an
Even nastier, yeah,
extra little
absolutely.
trick, which is if you target an enemy unit that's not a monster or a vehicle, they get blast. Now that basically, it's overlapping detonations. They just absolutely flood a region of the battlefield with heavy bolter shots, and it means that they are incredibly good into big units of enemies.
Are we going
like
this?
big units of orcs. If you've got 3 of them and you're firing into a mob of 20 orcs, you'd get an extra 12 shots
You'd be
from
hitting
those.
21 shots at that point.
So you get
That's
19,
crazy, man.
so you get 3 shots each
yeah,
for the
that's
heavy
crazy.
bolters.
Yep.
They also have heavy, so you could be hitting on 2s if you wanted to, and they've also got sustained hits. So you can imagine the amount of firepower this unit could land in terms of hits into a big unit of enemy infantry is absolutely horrifying. So you imagine a few units of these and you could just remove an enemy horde army fairly quickly in a few shooting phases.
So here they are lined up at the front. I mean, we've seen Gravis armoured Space Marines before, but they are bigger boys than the
Not much taller, but wider.
Yeah, there's a lot of chunk there, which is useful for stopping bullets and carrying big guns.
Yeah,
I really like
a
these.
few
really
things to call
impressed
out
by
about
the
kit.
captain
Obviously,
model.
you
He looks
have,
very, very
helmeted-
good.
Unhelmeted head there. There's option in the box
And the
for,
librarian's
the sergeant
nice
to
as
have a
well.
helmet. I really like the
Mark 7 helmet?
it's a Mark 7 helmet you get in the box, yeah. I really like the front of the heavy bolters.
Good for you,
There's a
SPG,
nice big
land-
shield plate on
land
there
and
to add
forest.
in detail. You can see the heavy metal team.
It's the
will be
weekend.
showing off their,
It's bank holiday weekend
checks. Far better than I'll ever
in
be
the
able to.
UK, so everybody's got
But
Monday
if you've
off
got
because it's
a Space Marine chapter, and
a
kind of
holiday.
tailor these to fit. They do
a 3-day
something
weekend.
called, in a bunch of different chapters, kind of leaning into either a very heraldic design or kind of whatever your Space Marine chapter is particularly known for.
This one I've singled out. You might be able to see it if we can get an angle. So that Gravis armor has a distinctive sort of helmet shape with extra sort of components around the side, and here you can see it has been adapted, so Mark 7 helmet's got that treatment. It just looks really cool. I get quite nerdy about those sort of older armor marks and how you can integrate them into the new stuff.
I think this unit would look particularly cool in something like
Dark Angel's Green.
Dark Angel's Green. I mean, sure, but I was going to say maybe Imperial Fists.
Fair.
They'd fit in really nicely, right? So if you want a really solid, dependable unit.
Well, I'm hoping for a bit of a
that can,
preview at the
stand
end,
on a
and they're
wall
going to show
somewhere
off
and
some of the
just
other
blast
models that are going to
towards them
come
and towards them. They
and
look
be released in
excellent.
the
And they've got
first
some use
wave.
cases for them as well, like, you know, when you're fighting huge hordes of gaunts or whatever, you know, if you're...
I
But
mean,
I'm sold,
wants
man. The
blast heavy
Orcs have
bolts
sold
shooting
me,
at
to be
them,
honest.
like,
I think the
I
Orcs are
can't
more
really
impressive than
conjure
the
an
Space
infantry unit that
Marines,
would like
by
that
far.
to happen to them.
So, the next of the units...
There's
in
more
this,
wow
let's look
factor
at
with the
Vanguard
Orcs.
veterans. We've seen a Vanguard veteran already.
I mean, these guys look a
We've
bit
seen one
generic. They
Vanguard
seem
veteran, but This
okay.
is the whole squad. We knew they were on the way. We saw them in the cinematic trailer, dropping in, chopping up some Orcs and chopping through the Dakar rig. This is the whole unit. They are effectively...
They are nice,
do
man. They are
for
nice.
Intercessors, they do what Sterngard did for Intercessors for your assault intercessors.
They will fit
are
very
the
nicely with
hardest
my Flesh
hitting,
Terror's army.
fast-moving assault troops in the Space Marine Force. Every single one of them comes with a master-crafted power weapon. They all have heavy bolt pistols. In addition to that, they get lethal hits when they charge in. So
Yeah, Remy, I mean, it's the Orcs that have sold
power weapons
this whole box
very
set to
good
me.
going into enemy elite infantry.
They're
And
massively
because they
more
get lethal
interesting.
hits when they
Massively
charge,
more
they can
interesting.
even punch up into things like vehicles and monsters quite happily. They get
I mean, what can you
even
do?
more
It's a
lethal when
starter
you
set,
start
but
adding
like
in
that
things
that Orc
Jump
army
Pack
is a
Chaplain
starter
or
set.
Exactly.
It's like,
Upon whom
that's
more like-
crazy, man.
Here you can see we've moved into the front. A really great dynamic-looking squad. I love the fact
put
that
way
the
more effort
design
into
team
the
make them look
Orcs
springing off of rock,
than
you
the
know,
Space Marines, I've got to
moving
say. You can
forward.
just tell.
Really
They look
captures
great, though.
bounding,
The Space Marines
leaping
look great.
motion that we associate with the way that Jump Pack equipped troops leap into battle. There's some fantastic
Yeah,
poses.
these are
If you're
gonna.
a
Yeah,
Black Templar,
this is my Flesh Terror's
what-
army.
what's
This is what it's
this
going to
one
look like.
clutching his sword in two hands. You've got that sort of...
The two-handed sword is very
It's
cool.
really
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
isn't it?
We're saying about the rocks on them. The rocks are all sort of Armageddon themed. So
Yeah,
Armageddon's got
absolutely.
this sort of like very
Armageddon
jagged,
theme rocks.
Wasteland landscape sort of vibe to it. So all of the rocks, all the characters
Armageddon
standing
theme
on
rocks, yeah, okay.
kind of fits into that. And there's loads of that depicted in the artwork of the Armageddon set. They're very cool. They'd look, I think, excellent in Raven Guard. Obviously, they're really
Well,
nicely.
yeah,
I think
anybody who-
they'd Black
They're
Templar
beautiful
up very
models.
well.
Yeah,
But the
they-
Orcs are just
that's where I
way.
can see 'em. Anybody
The
who
Orcs have
really likes
impressed
that
me.
sort of fast attack
The Orc
component
models have
is
really,
gonna get a
really
real kick
impressed
out of
me.
those. You can imagine bounding
They look
alongside
very
white stars
dynamic and
with-
energetic.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out the big words.
Next up, then, let's look at some of the heroes for the Space Marines.
Well, that's always the
Let's
thing,
start
isn't
with
it? If the
Detention.
Orcs weren't fighting
I
each
think
other, they
one
would
of
have conquered the
Banner's
galaxy a
first one
long
is
time
near and
ago.
dear to my heart. Straight away, I'm going to call out the fact that the banner has got loads of sculpted detail on it, and this is an Armageddon campaign banner. The Space
Oh,
Marine
nice.
chapters that turn up to fight on
That is a
Armageddon
very
as part
impressive,
of
sexy
Operation
banner,
Imperator
I have to say.
have, been issued or made, I suppose, these banners that show their commitment to the cause.
He's one of
So
them
a
now,
lot of
look,
this
with
detail
the
is sculpted on
tabard
the Orc
under his
skulls
armour.
inside the
I don't
flame,
like
the
that.
word
I
Armageddon
think it's
inside that
stupid.
scroll, the Aquila holding that circle. It's all sculpted detail.
'Cause it means, like,
Very
they're not
easy to get
sealed.
that
You get me?
fantastic Sort of paint job on it.
Just put the
centre of
tabard
that
over the
circle
top, man.
is clear, as is the
This
centre
doesn't
of the
make
star,
sense.
So you can put your own markings on. So here you can see Blood Angels and a 5th Company
Like, it
marking,
means
but
that
you
it's
can
not
equally
sealed.
imagine it, showing your Black Templars Crusade or whatever the chapter that you're going for.
Yeah, so loads of already sculpted detail and the opportunity to add touches onto it. I think this is really cool. I love the fact that this is
Unless the
super
belt
themed
buckle is
to
not
the events of
integrated
this
into the
box
armour,
set.
but I always assumed
loads
it
of
was.
Space
It is on
Marine
everybody
chapters have
else.
taken part in the Armageddon War, so loads of them would have the opportunity to take a banner like this with them. You get a couple of head options.
It's
in
just
there. There's
silly.
the
It's like
unhelmeted
bad
head you can
design.
see there. There's also a helmeted head.
It
which I
looks
believe is a Mark
okay.
7
Yes,
helmet.
it is.
But like when I first,
Red
they did that with
Banner
some of the first
helmet
Primaris
with,
Marines, and I was instantly like, what is this?
There you go. So
You know?
yeah, a very,
Oh, what
very
is
cool,
this?
Cool banner and fairly easy to paint because it's all sculpted detail as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And here you can see him at the front, a fantastic addition to your force.
That'll be
useful in the
great,
game,
yeah.
Obviously, but for my money, I just like having
Yeah,
as
he
many
looks great.
banners as I can get in my force.
In game terms, he increases the objective control of the unit that he joins, and he also personally gets a 4 at Feel No Pain when he's on an objective. So if you
That heroic last
yeah,
hand scene,
I mean, all the best
absolutely.
Space Marine artwork has got a banner bearer standing on an objective or a pile of dead enemies or Space Marines, right? So absolutely just conjures that when you put him on the battlefield. And if you've got a Space Marine company, you've got to have a banner, right? Otherwise-
At least one. So from the ancient, let's go to the librarian.
So look at this boy.
Librarians, obviously.
Now I'll need a
weapon
librarian.
protection
So this will
given
save me
Space
getting the
Marine chapters.
Terminator one.
This one in Primaris armor.
Or maybe I'll
One
just
of
still
the
get
first
the
things I wanna
Terminator
call
one,
out
I
is
don't
the
know.
way that they've used the surface detail of this model to sort of inlay intricate sort of runes and patterns and things to really lean into the sort of mystical and slightly.
Now I don't want to be a stickler,
the librarius.
Yeah, so we saw this for the
but
first
isn't one of
time
his
on
arms
the
supposed to be
Terminator
red if
librarian.
he's a Blood
Yeah, he
Angel's
came out, he had a similar
librarian?
sort of thing, but the size of the Primaris models basically has allowed the sculpting team to add in lots of.
Then again,
extra
I'm
kind of
sure I've
esoteric
seen other
details.
people paint
You
it
can see
where
there on
the
his
one
leg,
arm,
you
the
can
one
just
arm
paint it
and,
as blue if you want, or
shoulder
you can
pad
kind of
is
make it glow
like a
with some
librarian
really lovely
blue,
opportunities to
and the rest of
show
the
off your
armour is in the
painted skills
chapter
if you want to.
colours.
And this is exactly the sort of model where you want to have the chance to
So
show
I
off.
basically have, I think, one of every librarian, and one of the things that's really interesting is that
Oh, SBGT.
Echo's quite,
That's old school,
supposed to be
man. That's old
other than
school.
Another Space Marine librarian that was made in plastic a while back. But this is kind of like his glow.
I think the old Tactical Marine Squad, the ones they released in like 2000.
Oh, but yeah,
The first like multi-part one since the Road
A
Trading.
nice
I
thing
think that was
about
about like
this is that
£12,
he
wasn't
actually
it?
squares up in a really
wasn't
cool
too
way
bad.
with the Orc Weird Boy. We were talking about this before we came on air, and see if I can capture it. But essentially, if you look here, the rock formation that he stood on is like blasting forwards as if it's sort of being moved by the psychic energy. And then the Orc Weird Boy on the other side, it's like you can almost see the sort of unseen psychic power blasting
Show me the
forwards.
chaplain,
Yeah,
show
so
me the
there's
captain.
two sets of the characters in this box that are designed effectively to be a duel. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people who buy this box will buy it because they want a Space Marine army or Orc army and put it on the battlefield. But there are people who just want to paint
That Orc
really
army
awesome
is
models.
impressive,
And if you
man.
want to paint a diorama, this is a really cool one to kind of put together. The base is already sort of built in for you. It's a really cool little face-off between those two characters. That the dynamism of
The
the
Beaky
psychic power
Marines
is
were
already
sick though,
evident, in the way that they're posed.
Somebody in the chat says he's a Blood Angel. Why can't we have a red armored one? And the answer for that is that all librarians pretty much are painted in blue armor because the librarians all wear blue armor, much like chaplains typically.
Yeah, there's a couple of
No,
there's a couple
no,
of
no,
Angels
no, no.
librarians. I think Mephiston obviously doesn't play by
They
the
They
rules.
have
He
an
writes his own rules.
Yeah,
arm.
absolutely.
One of
He writes
their
his own rules, but all the
arms
rest of the
is
Blood
this
Angels
colour
librarians
of the chapter.
Since I think there were Blood Angels librarians have always been blue.
Yep.
That has been true. I think he would white scar up particularly nicely. I think he would make an excellent white scars librarian.
Yeah,
One
no
of
doubt.
their arms
So,
is meant to be
what's
the
next?
chapter
so the
colours.
chaplain,
I'm pretty
the
sure
star
about that.
of the cinematic trailer, without a doubt, absolutely lays waste to so many orcs. Is this incredible Space Marines chaplain with jump pack? You were telling me
bringer of
before
wrath.
that you really feel like he keys into a blood.
A bringer of judgment.
Yeah, so all the models in this box set, all the Space Marines you can paint as any chapter, but I think there is something very Blood Angels about a chaplain with a jump pack. That is one of the iconic units of the Blood Angels. Lots of your Blood Angel units have jump packs. That's the way they like to fight.
Of
So
my
having
Flesh
jump pack
Terrors army, you
chaplains
mean?
leading those, giving them
Yes.
extra bonuses is very
He
useful.
will fit in
He
quite
looks very
nicely in
Blood
my
Angel
Flesh
to me.
Terrors
He
army.
would perfectly at home in a Dark Angel or a Ultramarine army as well. In game terms, this is a very powerful piece. Obviously, Chaplin's very good in close combat. The jump pack makes him get to close combat faster. So it's only a
And
good
the
thing.
Rosarias.
He's a +1 to wound, so that's excellent on something like the Vanguard Veterans. Also excellent on.
It does, doesn't it? It's
Assault
very bubbly.
Intercessors, something like that.
I love the
This guy
dynamic
also
poses. I
does
see what they're trying to
mortal
do,
wounds
but
enemy
like,
units in combat. So
I don't
as well
know,
as
man.
making the unit better and having a very scary combat stat line, he also does a bunch of extra.
just
mortal
put an
wounds.
invisible,
So,
just
he's
put
just
some
a
clear
very
plastic
scary
in
thing
there.
to come
You know what I
barreling
mean?
alongside
That you have to
him.
glue
Plus
to his
the
foot or
Space Marines
something.
jump
You
pack.
know,
Any
like
Space Marine chapter is going to be glad to have him. There was a question.
they don't always have to be flying midair. You
librarian,
know, they
come
could just
with
be
a
standing on the
helmeted
ground.
option.
He
It
does.
That's
Yeah,
where
it
they
does.
spend
It looks
most of
very
their
cool
time.
helmeted option.
I always worry it would interfere with my psychic powers. Personally.
It has
He does have
it has a
these
psychic hood
inlays,
built
yeah.
into the helmet. I don't know if we have a picture of that, unfortunately, but there is a.
I could rummage and try and find it on the
I mean,
frame.
yeah.
There we go.
I'm not
If you-
sure that the camera is going to be able to capture it in quite all of its glory, but
You just have to trust me. It's a tiny little component on this frame.
it has a psychic hood built in.
But there we go. A tilly little helmet with full psychic inlays and stuff so that he can focus his.
Cool. Okay, so you don't need to put a
mind-burning
face on him,
powers
which is
on
good.
the enemy.
In game terms, the librarian, we talk about him, but he's a great little addition to a Space Marine army. He gives you some feel no pain against psychic attacks, and he also gives you an invulnerable save for the unit he joins. So he makes your intercessors very durable.
I do
Oh, that's
really
very good.
fear as I move the models around doing this of damaging an heavy mount model. If
They
you're
will
watching
hunt you
Heavy Mount
down if
Team,
you knock them over.
It's done with love. Right, so the last of the character models in this
Is there
collection
a-
is, of course, the Space
A Primaris Space Marine chaplain.
What
I don't think
a
there is.
model.
Is there?
This is obviously the leader for the Force. Here he is with Relic Sword and Relic Shield, and just replete
Nice.
with all of the detail that you'd expect to see for a leader of the Adeptus Astartes, including that Armageddon campaign badge hanging from his belt.
I think this model is just awesome.
Nice,
right? Like
nice,
this
nice.
is a
Very
really,
nice,
really
very nice,
excellent
very
Space Marine
nice.
Captain model. It's not like we were short on
The Orc
excellent
Warlord
Space
was
Captain
way
models, but
better.
I think this one might be the best yet.
He is very
there
impressive,
are so many
though.
lovely details. There's lots of really cool heraldic opportunities to do fancy stuff with the color scheme. This model you might have recognized as the character that you see on the front of the Armageddon box. He's the guy standing loud and proud right in the middle of that fight against the Orcs, and you can see that the color scheme on this model matches exactly what you see on the front of that box, which is really cool. There's some options in this kit as well. I think we'll talk about the head options in a second. In game terms, he does what a Space Marine Captain does, right? So you get to use your stratagems for one less command point, and then once a game he gets his finest hour where he gets devastating wounds and a bunch of extra attacks. So you can either have him at the heart of something like a Blade Guard unit.
He looks
to
good,
make them
man.
Absolutely awesome in close
just
combat,
thinking
or
how
you
he'd
can
look
add
good
some real combat
as a
punch
Flesh
to something
Terror.
like an intercessor unit.
Yeah, the chat seems to really like this guy.
How he'll
He's
look
great.
better.
They are right. Correct, chat.
As a Flesh Terror.
It's a great
I
model.
completely
Good
agree
choice.
with what everyone said. This dude slaps. I'm with you. I found the frame which he's on. The captain actually comes with 3 heads options. I've built it, as you see here, with the hair that I wish I had.
Oh, nice.
But you have a bear head. That's no helmet, not an animal in the woods. You also have this Mark 7 helmet with the Laurels of Victory on it, and then you have another helmet which is a Mark 10 helmet with a crest running front to back. So particularly good for things like maybe Ultramarines and their successors would be.
Well,
Crest
what's
is a bit
really nice about
showy,
the
in my
captain, I think,
opinion.
is because
And in a
everybody wants
fight, it
their
would be
captain
very
to kind of
dangerous.
Be unique
embody
and
the chapter.
represent them, yeah.
But then again,
that they're
Centurions
in.
used to have
You've
it,
got
and
one
they were
there
always the
with
best
crest, I think, would
fighters.
look really good, as you say, as Ultramarine.
They would
I think would make an
hold
excellent Imperial Fist as well.
the open
The one with the
flank,
laurels, I think, looks
which you
very
can't remember if
Blood
it's the
Angel-y,
left
that
or
would
the
look
right.
great, or if we wanted to do like a Black Templar or something like that, I think he'd be great.
And frankly, if you buy any Space Marine kits, that
So be your
are
left.
specific, you end up with
They would stand on the
enough
left
bits and pieces that, like,
and defend
again,
people
it
in the
just
battle
attaches
line
via a plug
who
there.
were open
Yeah.
because they didn't have a shield protector.
Or if you had, because the head comes off, as you say, if you had something like a Space Wolf head or a Dark Angel head with the wings, it'd be very easy to add that onto that model and immediately make it very at home in whatever chapter you wanted.
Yeah, no kidding. So really a fantastic model. That brings us to
Shall we have a
our
land speeder?
last miniature. Miniature is the right word in the
Let's
Space
have a
Marine side
look.
of things, which is of course the
It's
Space
very
Marine
nice, very
land
nice.
Speeder. I'm really excited by this on a personal level. It fills a niche in my hobby life, which I'll explain later. But this is a reimagining of that classic land speeder chassis that we saw first.
Very nice.
Years ago.
Yes, very nice.
And it comes with some options. So here you can see on the screen, you have the multi-melter, and then you have the Onslaught Gatling cannon. And it's got new weapons on the wings, right, Eddie?
Yeah, so a multi-melter on-stock Gatling cannon on the front. You've got Storm Fury missiles underneath. They basically add a little bit
It's
of extra
basically like an
anti-armor
attack
punch. So
helicopter.
if you want to use this as a tank hunting rapid strike thing, you absolutely can. The multi-melter combined with the missiles, which are basically crack missiles, that makes it excellent at hunting down enemy vehicles. You've also got the
Gatling cannon
option,
just goes
if instead of the underslung
warthog.
Gatling cannon, you want to have a heavy flamer. You can swap that out and make it a very scary close assault transport. So if you want to
Pretty good for overwatching for your guys as well.
yeah, excellent stuff at Overwatch. So you can zip around, you can flame stuff, you can melt stuff. You can use this to get right in the heart of the enemy army and just cause absolute chaos. It's also got a
That's
very cool little special rule, which is called Purgation Run. And basically what that allows you to do is after you've shot in your shooting phase, you can move this thing.
Well, I don't know. I haven't paid any
Now,
attention
if
to
you
the
play
White
Warhammer
Skies at
40,000
all,
already, you'll
so I don't
that
know.
is going to be an incredibly useful ability.
I can
because you
guess their
use it to do things
gimmicks,
like
you
pop
know,
out from
but,
behind cover, shoot at the enemy, and then
I'm not really
attack
fussed about
safely.
that, to be
Or
honest,
you can
but
use it to
I'm
do
just
things
gonna do
move
Flesh Terrors
forward,
'cause I think
kill
Flesh
an
Terrors are
enemy unit
cool.
with your Gatling cannon or multi-melter or flamers, and then move on and take their
I guess you
objectives.
use
So
Blood Angels
that's a
rules for
really
them.
useful
I'm guessing they haven't got
little
like a separate
ability.
army list.
This has a lot of firepower
variant
for the
for themselves,
relatively
have they?
small
You probably just
chassis.
because they're
I
Flesh
think we're
Terrors,
gonna
you
see
could
a
probably
lot of
just
land
use
speed
generic
Space Marine.
Space Marine
And a fun thing
or
to point out here as
Blood
well, while
Angels.
we're talking about it, is I'll show you the frame. So here you can see this rocky outcrop that the model is based on. If you end up with having multiple land speeders in your force and you don't want them all to have an identical rocky outcrop, the kit also contains this piece here, which is essentially the sort of the fin that hangs down beneath the land speeder, so you can build them with that and then attach it to the base via like a stalk. Or
So you get an extra tactical rock that you can just
well, yes,
deploy
exactly.
elsewhere.
So I think the expectation, because it's everything in this is push fit, that you would use the one with the tactical rock for this, but then if you trade with your friends,
That's
then you end up
excellent
having
stuff.
two.
That's excellent stuff.
Then
I'm,
you can do the same
yeah,
if you don't
this
want
is
them
good.
to, which I thought was quite a nice.
The Space Marines are what I
picture.
expected, to be
I
honest.
love this.
They look
They're
better
very
than I
excited. I'll
thought they
talk more
would.
about it later.
But no real big
There were some
surprises.
questions
But
about
the
scale of things, in
Orcs,
particular in relation to
the
the Orcs. So I'm
Orcs,
just going
man.
to quickly do the Orc knob, which I've kept
Those
on the side.
Orcs
and
are
stand them alongside
super
just
impressive.
Space Marine Intercessor and then put an Orc boy on the other side.
Yeah, blow his head
People
off.
were wondering how the scale was. These Orc boys are beefy boys, but the size is pretty much what you'd expect, and the Orc knob is enormous.
Yeah, the Orc boys are about the same size as the Orc boys are today, but I think more detail, more characterful. The Orc knobs are now eye level with a Space Marine and about twice as wide, so they are chunky Orcs.
The other thing to say, I suppose, is you'd mentioned the idea of a dual piece. We'd already talked about the Weird Boy and the Librarian. So here is essentially the face-off that you can make with the Space Marine Captain and the Orc War Boss, and they do just look great going up against each other, sort of capturing that scene in the trailer where you have the axe grinding against the relic shield.
Yeah, and again, the bases there that you can get the idea that the rocks are sort of part of the same rock formation. They're designed to go. Imagine.
Okay, yeah, we all know about the rocks.
Make a really lovely little diorama together.
Yeah,
Easy on the
really
rocks, boys. Come on.
Yeah, I think we will see some probably.
No kidding. Right, so that is all of the models from the Space Marine side. We've done the Orcs. So that's all of the things that come inside Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. We've talked a little bit about the fact that you don't have to paint these in the colours of the models that you see
have
here.
Blood Angels.
And so we've actually got some examples from the Heavy Metal team of other Space Marine chapters that they've painted. And these are using the decals that you'll find inside the kit. And these are also forces that you'd expect to see present on Armageddon. So here is a Crimson Fist, absolutely stunning.
It's just the rocks, man.
Incredible work.
It's like it was funny at first, but come on.
Synonymous with
not funny
wars
anymore.
against the Orcs. And he just looks wonderful.
Oh,
The
he
White
looks
Scar,
nice.
Again, the White Scars have turned up in significant numbers to join Operation Imperator. And so here is an Intercessor. He's got the grenade launcher option. That's pretty handy in the game as well. I'm not going to lie. I've been enjoying that. And then, obviously, a Space Marine Eradicator of the Salamanders chapter. And one of the things they've done a wonderful job here, just to shout out to the crazy skills of the Heavy Metal team, is painting that sort of lava
impressive.
at the bottom on the flat plates to really make use of those open spaces.
Yeah, I really like the Eradicators, those big sections on the front of the Heavy Belter to kind of show off whatever it is that makes your Space Marine chapter unique. You can imagine that works equally well with a very heraldic scheme if you had something like Howling Griffins or something. It would look very cool, painted up with kind of any thematic thing. Great.
Absolutely. So here, first of all, we get to show two things. One, which is how much faster at painting you are than me.
4 times faster.
Exactly so. And the second is how mediocre our paint skills are compared to the Heavy Metal team. But we wanted to show how much we've enjoyed getting to grips with some of this. So here are some examples of our own models. Here is my land speeder, and I'm going to wax lyrical for a minute. I brought along a little friend for him, and this is why I'm excited, right? So I've been a Dark Angels collector for a very long time. My favourite thing about the Dark Angels is the Raven Wing and their sort of hunt for the fallen, and that act as the vanguard of the Dark Angels army.
Mind explaining
within the
that
Dark
to me?
Angels, there's a
What's the
particular
actual
thing
point of all that
happens
now?
with the organisation. So the first company is the Death Wing, the second company is the Raven Wing.
Does anyone actually know
and
what the
Raven
Dark
Wing
Angels
act
thing is now? Because it all
typically
seems like a mess.
in squads of 10 operating as a Raven Wing attack squadron. Now, in days of yore, that was 6 bikes, an attack bike, and a land speeder for 10 men.
An attack
but
bike.
with the Primaris era, I got
love
very
attack
excited by
bikes.
the Outrider
Attack
bikes
bike
and
was
the
the first
ATV,
sort
but
of
that
like
got to 8,
non-
and then when the land
like
speeder came along, and I've got one here
thing
actually.
that I overbought. And I could never get the attack bike bit to stick
Beautiful model.
because I was using
It's
crap
3,
glue.
so it doesn't
I
add up
didn't
in the
realise.
weird math that I've got going on in my head. You can see how it scales alongside the land speeder. Actually, it's
But
really
attack
nice.
bikes look cool.
But this enables
They'll
me
come
to
back
once again
in the
get
real
back to
world.
that
You'll see.
sort of perfect
The Magic
sacred
10.
magic 10 that I seek with my Dark Angels.
People
army.
are already using
So that was
buggies
the
and
first thing I
bikes.
painted. I was
They'll have
very excited
bikes
to
with
have
sidecars. You'll
a
see. They'll
Primaris
come back.
era, Raven Wing attack squadron. I yield the microphone to Eddie.
Yeah, well, I painted them as well. I've done a couple of Space Marines and a couple of Orcs. I did a Long Fang for my Space Wolves. That's one
This
of
is in the colours of the army you took. to
yeah,
it.
absolutely. I'm expanding that. So it is the Redmoors. So painted him up as a Long Fang. I did some hazard stripes there on the
Bonus
front.
points for
right.
hazard stripes.
You've got to put hazard stripes on. Otherwise,
commitment.
how do you know which end is dangerous?
Quite.
You don't know. They also did, because I wanted to do kind of something a bit more heraldic, I did a Stormlord Space Marine. That is one of the chapters that features in Operation Imperator as one of the Space Marines, a White Scar successor, battling currently on the plains of Armageddon. And then I painted a couple of Orc units for my Orc army, the Squigtown Scrappers. First off, I've got the Warboss.
Well for you,
I've got a
Orcs.
few Warbosses.
Much
I'm
teeth
looking forward to
in
using
these
the new
Orcs.
cleave mechanic to chop through lots of Space Marines next time I go up against them. And of
These are
course, I
bad
couldn't paint
moons.
the Dakar rig, could I? I had a great time painting him, and he's going to lead my Dread mob. I think I've got about 7 or 8 Dreadnoughts, various
So
different
he's
types.
kind of the mech who made them.
Yeah, he's going to be the mech that's made
really
the
nice.
Dreadnoughts and kind of march behind them, watching his creations as they blast through Space Marine.
Are we going to get a preview of
And
something
I'm
else?
actually
Or
made
no?
up because somebody said a nice thing in the chat about my the base on my Outrider bike.
very nice.
So that's it. I'm stoked. There we are. So I'm just super excited for Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. It's a genuine enthusiasm because I love Space Marines more than almost anything. So
true.
Is Tycho coming back?
Live. Chat, you've been wonderful joining in the conversation, asking so many questions. It's been really good to have you here. Now is your last chance to get some questions in there if you've got any. Eddie, while I let the chat fill up, what's your favourite thing in the set? Pick one thing.
Oh, one thing. Well, I mean, I'm obviously very excited about all of the Orcs. I think they're immediately going into my Warhammer 40,000 Orc army once I can get them painted. But I am actually probably most excited about
really
the
good.
lore and background in Operation Imperator.
I want
I
that
really
book.
like Armageddon. I think it's one of my favourite locations in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. I get very warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feelings thinking back to the original Wars for Armageddon that I got to play years back, and actually seeing the battlefield and
Things like
the
Steel
war
Legion.
zone of Armageddon, all the different hives and locations explored in super detail in a good old-fashioned, old-school campaign book is absolutely wonderful. I've been loving it.
Great. If I was picking a thing, it would be very difficult. My heart says, say, the Landspeeder, because it feels such a weird little niche in my own hobby brain. But my head says that the Dakarig really steals the show.
We're going to get a new
It's an
preview or what? What are we
just
going to get?
incredible piece of design work. I've been in the Warhammer hobby now for 36 years, and every now and again something comes along that genuinely leaves me speechless at first blush, and this was one of those things.
I love
Thanks,
that it
Chillass.
basically looks like a
Thank you,
giant
Chillass.
mechanized
You know what,
squig
Chillass?
as well. If you sort of
You've been
squint,
around
you
for a
can
very
imagine
long
it's a
time,
big
sir.
walking squig. It's got
I'm
the
gonna.
jaws, it's
I'm
got
not
the
even.
legs, it's got
I'm
a
not even
ponderous
expecting
gait. You can
a
imagine doing
donation.
that.
It would be nice, but you don't need to.
So
I'm going to make
a
you a
bunch of
mod because
questions
you've been
that
around a
maybe
very
we
long
can,
time, sir.
cover off.
Thank you
The
very much.
most prevalent one is
You are now a
any
mod.
news on a release date, Eddie?
So
It's a
we're
ceremonial
going to tell you the
rank, don't
exact
think
release
too much
date
about
today.
it.
We
But
will
there you
say
go.
that it will be released in June. So by the end of June, you can have your Armageddon box in your hands and be building up and playing the new edition.
June. Okay, the end of
Lovely.
June.
Somebody said, what about Crusade? And the nice thing about the new edition of Warhammer 40,000 is that essentially Crusade was a way in this current edition of Warhammer 40,000 of making your games feel extra narrative. All games of Warhammer 40,000 have got that narrative injected into their very DNA now.
Yep.
And if you want to take it that extra level, well, you've got that Dominatus deck to sort of link your games together with a full campaign.
So now
Really
Crusade
brilliant.
expansions. So it probably will just be
Somebody
like
said, "Where do we
lore
get our
stuff
t-shirts
they'll
from?"
release
Eddie and I
now,
got these
lore
t-shirts
books.
at Adepticon.
We did, along with 1,000 other people in the room.
Yeah,
who've
we
got those
hosted the
t-shirts.
preview
So
there.
if you want cool swag, then come to our events and get cool swag.
That is exactly where I was going with that. Adepticon is one heck of an event, and whilst the sound wasn't perfect,
Been there,
in
done that.
Preview,
Got the t-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. So somebody beat me to the joke. That was great. Somebody in the chat's also got the t-shirt. Well done, you. Right. We are about done, I think it is fair to say. Chat, you've been lovely. It's been so nice having you here joining us. Everybody in the room who's moved models around so carefully and with such speed, thank you.
I
for
appreciate
helping
that,
this preview
Chillass.
happen,
I
pushing all the
appreciate
buttons
that.
And making us look good. If you want more information about Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, you
Any
want
cheeky little-
pictures, if you're
cheeky
trying to
little
screen grab them,
bonus?
that's just not
Cheeky
working
little
for you,
bonus?
WarhammerCommunity.com has articles.
I'll
which
be
cover
picking
all
this
of the
up,
models
though.
that you've seen here
I'll be picking
in
this up,
probably more
100%.
detail than Eddie and I have
They do
rambled.
actually also have some very lovely pictures of other miniatures and other paint schemes that we weren't able to show.
This
So
is going to be a
if
fun
you
little
wanna
thing
see
for me to
the
do.
Space Marines painted up as salamanders
free time.
or white scars or
Or at least when
Silver
I'm
Fists,
when
they've
I'm
got some
looking after
great
my
stuff.
kid and he's
Fantastic.
Playing
So
with his
all that
cars
remains
and stuff.
is to say thank you, everybody.
he likes
It's
to play
been
with his
lovely
cars. He
having
likes to
you
stack
here.
up his cars.
We'll
He
see
likes
you
to
again
line
very
up
soon.
his cars. He likes to organise his cars. He likes to make traffic jams with his cars. He likes to have crashes with his cars. He's at that age, so like I just kind of sit there and he just carries on doing his thing. So I can pull these out, put them together, paint them up. It'd be fun. I mean, I got like 400 probably Lord of the Rings models I need to paint, but we're going to paint some Space Marines and some Orcs instead. That's it then, boys. I am actually glad I watched that. Those Orcs were really, really impressive. I'm really surprised how good they are. Yeah. But as my missus said, it's dinner time. I'm going to be back again soon. I'll live stream more regularly, so stay tuned. And new video out on Sunday. Going forward, it's pretty much just going to be big videos now. So stay tuned for them. And live streams and shorts. So I've got to put the shorts out. The Algo demands it. And hopefully I'll be out of Algo jail by June. By the end of June. By my calculations. things should be looking up by then. Anyway, if you're after any of the old stuff that isn't on the channel, please head over to the podcast feed or different alternative things. I've got channels on everything. So you'll find me on there. And then, yeah, the podcast is the best place to go. Find any podcast area, you'll find me. And in the meantime, enjoy everything on the channel. So many good lore videos I put up. They're all up there, except for the Fall Acadia ones. The remakes I made, ignore them. They were from a different time. They were 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. That was just a tester thing. The proper one will be out on Sunday, and then the whole of that series. And then we're going to do brand new stuff. So don't worry, plenty of cool content coming. But yeah, that's it. Have a good weekend. It's Bank Holiday weekend in the UK. Have a good 3-day weekend, and I'll be back again soon. I'll try and live stream more, like gaming streams and stuff like that. Aborder Prince on Steam if you want to add me on there, and then if I do play some multiplayer games, maybe we can play. I don't know. I say that now, but I'm not promising anything. But thank you for the donations. Really, really appreciate that, boys. Thank you ever so much. I really, really appreciate it. The YouTube just is tough right now. It's tough, man. It's tough. But I've survived. I've survived where so many haven't. I've survived. So it's fine. Yeah. I'll be out of Algo jail soon. I can feel it. All right. I'm going to go. Have a good weekend. Ta-ra. Oh, Chill Ass Turtle. There we go. Thank you, man. Thank you for the donation with a big thumbs up. Thumbs up to you too, dude. I'll catch you later, man. And everybody else, yeah, I'll be streaming more regularly. I hope you enjoy these little outings we've been having over the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to start doing it more often. And, yeah, until the end times. And end times. I'll be doing end times as well soon. That's for sure. That'll probably be the only really fantasy content I bother doing. But it'll be the entire end time series. Anyway, I'm going to go. Ta-ra. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.